Hey guys, Steve here, Muscle Talks podcast.
And I'm Manny, owner of Metroflex Gym.
This weekend we are celebrating their 4th birthday open day for everyone to come and enjoy. But there's something bigger happening.
You could go into the entry to win 1 year free membership. All you've got to do is sign up for 1 month, whether you're a new member or an existing member, sign up for 1 month, and that 1 month will gain you 500 points into the competition.
That's right guys, 500 entries just by joining for members and non-members. But let's up it a little bit. If you like this post, you automatically get another 100 entries.
If you follow Metroflex Gym Australia and Muscle Talks podcast, that will get you another 100 entries.
And then you tag, every tag gets you 100 entries. 1 tag, 100 entries. 5 tags, 500 entries. It's up to you. Join Metroflex, be part of the competition, and I hope you are the one that wins the free membership.
So I was 74 kilos, depleted as hell. I was on this particular steroid. This thing makes you strong as fuck.
All right. Yes.
It's by far one of the strength steroids out there. I love the stuff, but double-edged sword. When I picked up the 70 kilos, I did 60 kilos for about 10 reps on the dumbbell press flat bench. I was like, okay, I did 10 reps. Let's try 70. Let's do 4 reps or something. So I picked it up, you know, and then once I went down, I heard it sounded like an elastic band go,
Ooh.
and I heard it through my headphones. And I was like, whoa, and I dropped the weight straight away. I was in shock. The same day, it was like an emergency physio. I didn't even know what it was. And he's like, yeah, you torn your, I think you've torn your pec. And I was like, got a hole in it. You see that?
Oh, yes.
It's a hole.
Is that from the tear?
That's from the tear. So it used to be a bit higher, but you know, that's what's missing. That's all scar tissue. He had like corn flour mixed in with water. He's like, I'm going to paint your body in this. And it's going to be in my house. And he painted my body in this flour. He's like, all right, let's just take a bunch of photos and let's just see how it goes. One day he's like, all right, we did it. Photos looked pretty crazy. I liked it. It looked kind of like, we wanted to look like a statue.
It was very, very old, gladiatorial.
He used look, he did use AI for the backgrounds. Okay, of course.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the backgrounds were AIs. Sorry, bro.
No, that's all right. It's all right. You know. He's weighted in that weighted bumper plates are fraudulent. Test him, tear his pec, and he'll prove you wrong. 10 more kilos makes it fair. He makes hard poses look easy. Hobby is studying human behavior, value and morals and interest. Thailand, Thai girls, I made that up. Muscular factory and more. I thought that Crichton drinks is hectic. He's met some greats, from Big Ramy to hanging with C-Bum, and showing him how to double bicep pose, and that's what got him 5-time Olympia. Please help me welcome, soon all will be revealed. Is it Kirill, or let's say it's Kyrillos?
I love that. I think you studied me more than anyone's ever studied me in my life.
I know everyone when I finish this. When I finish writing these scripts, before the script, just to let you know, I have an element of fear. Okay. And we all know you nearly didn't make it here today, but you can cancel any time before the script. We are happy.
We made it. We're here.
But when the script is written,
it's written.
Harry comes out. I can't be fucked. You made me write the script. You don't understand. I had to sit there while I have my dogs fucking licking me around me and wanting, and it's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I just want to go to bed.
It's by far one of the best
or I just want to eat my yogurt with granola, and I fucking got to write this. It's my reward. I eat my granola and write. All right, let's start. 2 days ago on your stories, you said, you wanted to reveal to us that bumper plates are seemingly not the same weight. Something's come to my head. I'm going to laugh my head off now. So that they're not the same weight as iron plates. Iron plates seem heavier, and possibly due to the distribution, PBs, I feel if that's the case, PBs are not just PBs anymore. I mean, it's all fraud. So tell me more about this theory that you've brought in. Legit, bro.
Legit, bro. I feel like, I mean, they're not using these bumper plates in powerlifting meets, aren't they?
I don't know.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are. Honestly, I think those plates were designed for Instagram videos and reels.
Well, they're pretty, aren't they? Very woke.
They look
They're
good.
Woke.
You know?
They're a
I was
little
like,
bit woke.
You know, they look colorful, big, aggressive. And I'm like, God damn, that's a lot of fucking weight.
Everything in the gym looks that way these days.
But
go
when
ahead,
when it's iron, it's
they should
different.
call it Fernwood. But anyway, let's keep going.
Fernwood weights. Yeah.
Only for girls. Sorry,
Or soy boys.
Go ahead. Yeah. So is that the case? You think so?
I actually do find the bumper plates just feel like there's more bounce and it's more, I don't know if it's distributed more. I actually don't know the science of it, but I find that the weights are just longer. The plates are longer. They're just more flimsy. They're more bendy. I just don't think they're like a legitimate weight. Now I have no science PubMed study to determine that.
You're from Punchbowl, mate.
I'm from Punchbowl.
You just look at it.
We just look at weights as weights. If it's a metal
plate. It
plate.
doesn't say Samson's, it's not fucking worth anything.
If it doesn't make a nice big gushing sound, it's not a real weight.
Yeah.
At least that's how I see
If
it.
no one's fighting in the gym, this is not a gym. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think those weights are just, they look great. Great bounce when you go down on the deadlift.
Yeah.
But is it legit? Only you'll be able to tell me that. Honestly.
I don't know. But like, you know what makes me laugh?
Yeah.
Is when you, when you do a machine exercise like leg press
Yeah.
or hack squat, and you put 5 plates on one side and 1 on the other, and someone goes, it's unbalanced. They run to you and they go, oh, what are you doing? I said, this is not free weights.
It's not free weights.
But
Only
you see
recently,
people
yeah.
go, because you go, all right, I'll put a 50 kilo on this side and I'll put a 25 on that side. And you see people walk past, they go, oh, mate, you're going to fall over. I go,
This guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's like,
that's made me laugh because people actually wanting to make it equal on both sides. Like you can run 5 plates on one side and leave nothing on the other. You're still pushing the same. But that could be also the bumper plate theory. You know what I mean? That's what I'm laughing.
Maybe I guess people would be more OCD these days than they are ever been in history. Honestly,
Look, we've got, there's a lot of equipment when back in the day, the lateral pull down.
yeah.
If the wire hadn't already split and you're thinking, is it going to break on you? That's how it was. You could run your fingers and cut yourself.
That's real old school.
No, but that's how it was.
That's how it should be.
It was. And to be honest, I train and I don't really have calluses. If I showed you the calluses when I was 20 and 30, you'd go like, you must be in construction.
Yeah,
and I was in IT. The gym was, I don't know what it was, the dumbbells. I think because it was all very free weight. And actually someone did say that on a podcast. What they said was a lot of the machines you're using, press machines, like, like shoulder press machines where we do free weights.
Right. Yeah.
It was very, very different.
I find that it was a bit different back then, but it was more so like, it was not as technical. The grip was a bit different as well. I find that you said the bumper plates have the big, no, they were the small one. Like it was, and the funny thing is that when they worked it out, the benches, you know how the benches have where you rest your bar, and you could take off. They actually had it. The forks were in, so you had to get a mate to help you lift, so it didn't smash you in the jaw. Head, yeah, right.
Yeah, so we heard everything going on in the gym. Some guy would be knocked out because of the weights knocked him out. He'd drop the weights because it didn't balance well. It was interesting, and to be honest, no one put anything away. So you actually walked over everything. It was a mine site.
They call it the zoo for a reason. And back in the day, right? All the gyms were zoos. Everything was just...
and all the guys, would spend a lot of time just standing in front of the aerobic studios watching the girls do aerobics because that's all we had. That's all we had.
Now they just do it over their phones now.
Now we sit there and watch them. We have cameras on them. We're in the toilets. We're fucking gone. So it was hilarious. But yeah, I think the bumper plates theory is Look, I don't know. I'm not going to, I'll just,
Well, what do you feel when you pick up a plate that is not an iron plate?
you know,
Does it feel lighter to you?
look, I haven't studied that.
No. It doesn't take a genius to pick it up and be like, hold on, does this really feel like
now
10
you're
kilos?
now you're really questioning my intelligence because now you're telling me not even a genius, and I haven't even worked that one out. I think for me, the weights, I think they are. Look, I think they're evenly distributed. What I do believe, and actually, obviously, we know that there's another podcast coming. I've noticed that, and I do. You've watched powerlifters. They strap their knees, right? They've got the straps on, bench, strap their wrists, their elbows.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon that's a cheat.
You reckon?
Yeah, because when I strap my legs with a band, I can definitely squat heavier. I can go even further, but when I don't have the strap, I can't squat. I don't know if it's a mental block I'm getting. So that's a hack. I reckon that one is to me.
I think it's more of a safety precaution as well.
It is. But I think the strap I think it just engages you differently. I think it does.
Yeah, I guess you're more like solid, stable without
Yeah.
having to wobble too much.
And I think you'll feel like you're protecting your knees. But I can do a hell of a lot more when I strap my knees. So when I watch these powerlifters, some of them, I think, well, come on, man. Like, what's the straps you got? Hey, guys, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, who is following us on all platforms, but especially here on YouTube. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, please, if you could do us a big favor, which helps us reach more people, get better, bigger, greater. We've already had some great guests anyway. Everyone's been a treat. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every week a new podcast that is launched. And I just want to say a big thank you. But again, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and enjoy watching Muscle Talks podcasts.
It's like it's almost like when you strap up your knees, right? I feel like it also inhibits a lot of the range. So so that's why it's more so for powerlifting. You're just trying to get it up and down, right? But if you're trying to do bodybuilding, you need to do the full range, up, down kind of thing.
That's the hardest bit.
It inhibits that.
Yeah, and I think the hardest bit with bodybuilding is that it is the range. And you want to cheat all the time. How many times do you want to cheat in the gym? I want to cheat all the time. Like when I do squats, I think, is no one watching? I'm not okay.
I'm like, Roddy Coleman didn't fucking do strict form.
He didn't? He didn't? I'm asking the question. No?
I don't think so. No, at least the videos I've seen, I was just kind of like, how the hell do you even have joints left?
But well, he doesn't. So he explains it all. But the thing is, do you know, cheat principles were rife in the 80s and 90s. When I say cheat principles, I don't know, everyone talks, I know they're talking about it a lot. They're actually talking about it a lot now, and I don't do it as much. It's, when you get to failure and you can push another 5. Mm-hmm. We actually did failure on the first rep. It was ridiculous what we did. We actually, so I'd go to you, come and spot me, and you go to me, how many do you want to get out? And I go, I'll try to get to 8. Yeah. Mate, you're spotting me from 1. Yeah, right. That's how we just wanted to believe we could lift up big weight.
Did you notice like improvements in your
hips? Yeah, we
like
put on
muscle
size.
mass?
The mass was. My mass changed when I went woke. Right. When I was playing in you don't have to do this, you don't have to. It's the form. It's the this. It's that.
You focused on intensity.
But it was, and that was about pain. Actually, the gym was scary.
You're right.
It wasn't a place you went happy to.
You should be able to feel a bit nervous.
We were nervous, and also like I said to you, we were kidding ourselves. I go, you'd stand in front of me. I got the bar ready to do barbell curls, and you go, how many do you want to get? And I go, 10, and you're already spotting me on 2, but you're going to get me to 10. Yeah, so you're not even saying drop them. Yeah. You're going, come on, brother, you can still do it. But you're still making me believe it. So we're like fucking kidding ourselves.
Form suffering, it doesn't matter.
The whole gym was kidding themselves. And that's how we trained. It was one big fucking joke. But we put on, like it was. And
how long was a session?
Oh, fucking 3 hours.
For real?
Oh, yeah. No,
Holy
you
shit.
went to the gym and you forgot you even had a home.
Did they even have a clock in the gym?
Nah. So I'll tell you what we do. The funny thing is we'd go, and it was me and you. I go, what are we training today? You go, we're doing chest. And let's say you said we're doing, I'll just say it together. Let's say, and that's how bad it was. We didn't do push and pull stuff. You go, we're going to do chest and back.
Okay.
So we'd smash chest. Like I said, when we finish chest,
Yeah.
we'd go sit in the lounge and we'd say we need 50 minutes rest before we do back. That's how it was. And you thought that was how you grew. So you went and sat down and it was like you did a reset the body clock.
Right.
So we'd finish chest and me and you would go sit down.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd get a protein shake. We didn't have our own shakers or nothing. No,
Okay.
pre-workouts. So we'd sit down, me and you, and maybe we'd grab a banana from the thing, or you'd have a banana in your bag. We'd sit down, we'd chat. What did you get up to? What are you doing, bro? What about that chick, bro? What about that car, bro? bro. And I go, and someone would come in, hey, bro. We'd all sit down. And I go, we'd cool down.
Yeah, right.
And I go, all right, let's go do back now. And then we'd go and smash the fuck out of
How did you
back.
get psyched for the second session?
There was no such thing as psyching me.
Yeah, you just
went
kind of
and
just
did the
went
job.
and you kind of just did it.
No,
Yeah, it's got to get
there was
done.
no.
Yeah.
And again, crawling out of the gym, crawling, sweat,
Holy
dripping sweat.
They're real nasty.
It was all nasty smell. Like it was nasty.
Yeah, but I tell you,
It was not, like I said to you, man, it wasn't.
you did some fucking damage.
Man,
You did some fucking damage.
it-
That's how it
what
was.
but that's it was never fun. We didn't go to the gym to have fun.
Do you feel like it's lost now?
Yeah, good question. Look, I don't want to compare. Like when I look at you, I see a really good physique. I do. I see a good physique. I see a muscular physique. I think we're entering bodybuilding is entering the participation awards, and why I say that is because the reason I didn't compete was I never felt one big enough, and I wasn't on the juice. I didn't want to go on the juice, but I loved bodybuilding regardless. So I'd go to the shows,
Yeah.
and the shows weren't like the shows now. It was
You did
RSLs. It wasn't glamour. The stages had shit lights. Some of the guys looked like they were going to faint because they were so depleted,
I've been there.
and it was rough.
Did you feel
It was rough. It was rough, and to be honest, anybody that banged their girlfriend was in trouble because we were all horny bastards looking around, going, "Who's this?" We're all fucking testosterone built up. So, in other words, it was just a big.
Do you think it was a concoction of things, or was it one thing like juice,
What do you mean by?
like to compete? So you made the decision.
I
not
thought that, but I did hear how many people were natural. Look, it's hard, like I said to you, you wouldn't believe how much I love bodybuilding, and I don't believe how much I love bodybuilding until we started this podcast.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, I thought I was a fraud, and then I think to myself, no, because this is why I know. So you're 26, and you look pretty amazing. So you need to do. Let me see you in 30 years, and how many times you're going to give up? How many times a girlfriend, a wife, a child, a job, a situation is going to take you away from the gym, and how long can you keep? I'm not saying you're on the juice or not, but how long can anyone keep going?
I'm 100% on the juice.
All right, no worries, that's cool. We'll talk about that too. No, but many have spoken about it openly. Everyone's very open about it. But what I'm trying to say to you is, many people. Did you put sugar in it? No. Oh, Chris, I hate it when you make it without sugar.
You gotta try it for what it actually is, Steve. It's not that fucking white killer.
No, you got to put a little bit of raw sugar, like a quarter teaspoon and a half. But anyway,
We're old school. We don't know what sugar
It was made by
is.
Macedonians. What can I say? They don't even do coffee. Yeah. But having said that, they're just corrupt in other areas. So the thing is, so what I'm getting is, I'm not trying. Like you said to me, I don't look 55. Now. No. Like I said, I think I got a bit of size for 55, and that's natural. I took gear at 49. I did. I took a cycle with no coach, my Lebanese mate. we did it. He did it for years, and I just said, Joseph. I had his cousin on last week. I did not know that. We spoke about it. I said, Joseph, I want to go on the gear, and he goes, because I'm turning 50, and I thought about competing, and he was talking me out of it.
Yeah, right.
And he was like, do you know what you need to do? Okay, just tell me what I fucking need to do. Mate,
Eat, sleep, train.
No, we're talking about from.
You got it.
Like, he thought, he looked at me, he goes, Steve, come on, Steve, you just go to the gym. I was like, no meals, right?
Yeah.
Mate, back of Redfern, in the alleyways, to the junkie areas to get my syringes, to get my
share
tubes.
needles.
I knew everything where I needed. He taught me. He was great.
Yeah,
He was
right.
great. I believe more testosterone, girls can sniff it. No, we're on. Yeah. Like everything was happening. This podcast is probably going to shut down after this one. We're going to disclose. All of a sudden,
it comes out of your pheromones.
I've noticed our following is dropping at the moment, Chris. I shouldn't be so open.
Hi, I'm Yvonne, the founder of Rock Creek.
I'm Steve, Muscle Talks podcast.
We're thrilled at Rock Creek to announce the fact that we're collaborating with Muscle Talks. We're really excited at the opportunity to present our hemp protein product range of pancake mixes and brownie mixes. We also have a fantastic range of toasted granolas and magnesium. So please come to rockcreek.com.au, go to our online store.
And while you're there, type in Muscle Talks 10 to get 10% off. Now go to rockcreek.com.au.
But what I'm saying is, everybody can look great for 5 shows. 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, let me see you the next 20 years. Is bodybuilding a love affair that you love going to hold on to a torso that doesn't need chemicals, that doesn't need pre-workouts, that doesn't need protein shakes, but knows food and eats well? So what I'm getting is, what has sustained me to love affair is it's kept me eating well. I was at 18.
Yeah.
19. Oh, so you shave? Yeah, I bet you shave. I've never shaved.
I shave my pussy as well.
Well, this is cool. No, but what I'm saying is, you shave.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I've never shaved. I've waxed. When I remember the lady at 18 ripping hair off me, I was like, what the fuck is this? And when I got home, even my mum goes, and my dad, like,
the stigma.
What happened to Steve?
Yeah.
And all my uncles, what happened to Steve? What happened to Steve? Right? What happened to Steve? No. All my uncles, even my cousin, he was doing it too. We're both the same age, same name, because we were after our grandfather. What I'm getting at is reef oil all over ourselves, shining. I mean, even we walked around the Gold Coast one time and we had our George Michael and Wham pink shorts on with a white singlet, and pufters. And we're like, who they? They're talking to us? What's going on? Like back then, it was like. Today, and I apologize by saying what I said. It's not. I'm talking about an era where there was a lot.
That's how it was.
There was homophobia. There was all that, and this has no place in this world. What I'm trying to say to you is that. Like now, everyone is shaving. You're shaving your legs. You're shaving your balls. You're shaving everything. My son is shaving. Like he tells me I need a razor to shave his balls. I said, now, I've only shaved my balls to get laser done. And when I got laser done,
that's gonna sting though.
No, I got laser done at Belfield, at that laser place. It's a guy's place. Only guys there.
That's a bit weird. That's a bit strange.
And the funny, it is strange because the guy was lasering my arsehole, and I'm thinking when he's lasering around my balls area, I'm thinking to myself, sunflowers and waves. Like I like a good Angus steak. Like I could not. I was afraid if I get a hard on while the guy's touching me, anything can happen.
Oh no!
I was like just trying to think, but the thing is, when he finished lasering me. And he did a great job.
Send me the link, by the way.
It's called Bare, Bare. It's in Belfield. It's only males because guys, which are Muslims, don't want women touching them. Guys go there to get waxed or lasered.
Is it a man doing it for you? Or
a man. Now, when I went in there first time I went laser, oh God, we segue right out here. Now, so what I'm getting at is when I went in. So again, I've always waxed because that's why I'm so patchy. Look.
Yeah, right.
So look, you can see.
I got a bad reaction from
I'm
waxing.
great. You got to get. You never prepared right.
I didn't.
Do you want me to tell you how to wax? All right. Yes. Lesson on waxing, guys. I'm going to give everyone a lesson on waxing.
I need to know this.
First.
Yes.
You wax first thing in the morning. Why? Because the blood hasn't rushed through your whole body yet.
Okay.
It's the blood that's going nuts.
So if you
and also in the morning, you're dry. By the end of the day, you've got oil. Even if you have a shower, you've got oil. That's one. When you finish waxing, straight away, go to the ocean, dive in, and exfoliate on the sand. Exfoliate on the sand. Just look like a walrus.
Yep.
Exfoliate on the sand. And then go in, swim, go home, have a shower, go to work. That was it. That was perfect. Like I said, and I stopped breaking out. But I broke out badly too, man, all over the fucking place. But it's because you mismanaged. And I'll tell you something else. I was that good at waxing, meaning not waxing myself, that even the girls that used to wax me go, when they wanted to test new waxes out and say, oh, get Steve in. Get Steve in. Get Steve in. Get Steve in. When they had a girl that's never waxed a guy and she was nervous, get Steve in. Steve, this girl hasn't waxed guys. She's a bit nervous. Can you let her do you? Okay, yeah, no, I just open my legs up like this and like that. But so what I'm saying is my hands, I just pulled the skin from me. My hands were the hardest. They used to stick. And it was bad. And I could see the girl getting frustrated. And I realized what she did wrong is she left my hands till last. So I said, all my sticky points, I said, do my hands first. We didn't. It was because the blood was rushing and the stress of your body and everything going off is going nuts. So the bits that are really affected hard, you got to go in early. So in other words, wherever you break out, they've got to go first in. So there is a trick, but like I said, I found myself first thing in the morning. I would, when she waxed my hands, I would stop. Well, I think I stopped her from. I think she used to have my hand down. I said, no, do it like this. I think either keeping the blood away. So it was, that's how good I got at it. Look how, I'm fucking quite detailed.
It's pretty good, yeah.
So what I mean is, of course I wasn't happy that I broke out, but I didn't want to shave.
What did you do when you broke out? What did you do?
Hide.
Because I broke out, I did it before going on stage. And I broke out like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but the thing is, I broke out very bad, but you got. I don't know. I think Chris knows that too. I'm a very good troubleshooter.
Yeah, right.
I'm just like that, man. You know, I'm very. I can be very cunning.
You've done it a long time.
But that's why I said to you, when you do bodybuilding, maybe who needs stage? That's only a period of your life. That doesn't make you a bodybuilder. Like yes, you can get to stage. You've done a great job. But what happens after, let's say, 2025 you competed, 2024, 23, and you finish up at 2027? Do you have as much? The conviction has to be more. You want a better body than stage. And not only that, you want to maintain it always. Like you just said, when you said to me, you always want to look your best. At 26, mate, you couldn't even fucking run sugar past my nose. I wouldn't have it. There was insanity going on. Now we're a bit different. We're a little bit like...
We're conscious now.
Yeah, but my long game is that I love training. So like I said, vanity, I told you about my dad and all that. That's why I like bodybuilding. I don't think...
It's more individual.
I mean, you please don't answer it when I say this. I don't think I was born with good looks, but I can manipulate a body. And that will give me good looks.
Got you.
So at the end of the day, maybe my head might look good, but
I like.
But you giving me head will be.
I mean, I think the rough look looks better for men, to be honest.
No, but what I mean is, yes, maybe your face, not yours, but maybe your face ain't the greatest.
Yes.
But when you are with someone and you take your shirt off and you love the comment when the girl goes, or the guy goes, oh my God.
That's going to be doing the job, not your face, right?
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, your face is only so much, but then when you come out and you look like a little fat buddy.
That's more common these days.
You know what I mean? That's when you're shy and you can't get a good hard on. But let's go to a Stoic question now, all right? We're going Stoic straight in. All right, so Stoic philosophy quotes, by Marcus Aurelius. And actually, Chris, I think you gave me these quotes. So these quotes came from Chris. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, Marcus Aurelius is not actually Chris's favourite Stoic. Who's your favourite Stoic again?
Seneca.
You know Seneca?
I like Seneca for sure.
So I don't know these things. But I'm hoping, because I don't write any memoirs, that Siri has recorded everything, and in 500 years you can hear all about my Stoicism. Now, this is from Marcus Aurelius. I'm going to do two. We're going to throw a bit of a talk about it. Remind yourself to that each of us lives in the present moment, a mere fragment of time. The rest is life past or uncertain future. I'll say it again, sorry. Remind yourself, too, that each of us lives in the present moment, a mere fragment of time. Mm-hmm. The rest is life past or uncertain future. How do you read that?
You know, most of meditations, I've read it twice only, and all these quotes are amazing. I think his ideology is pretty much what is the most important is now. Mm-hmm. Future, past, it doesn't matter. Today is the now. Enjoy the moments where you are, your family, your work. You can breathe. You can walk. People forget these little things in life. They are by far one of the most important things. You have your life. It's a big deal. He's trying to remind himself, because he's talking to himself, by the way. He's in the bush, away from he's an emperor. He's in the bush. He's far away. He's like, okay, I got to write these things to remind myself that we're in the now. We're not in 10 years. We're not in tomorrow. We're in now. Worry about today, and that's it. You don't need to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
And that's sort of that's why I would probably interpret that. Which most of his work is pretty much realize I am here right now. I am here. I'm present.
What about you, Chris?
Like most of Stoicism is that, really. Like I shared something yesterday. I shared a Seneca quote saying, "All future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." And basically, I agree with you. Like depression lives in the past, and anxiety lives in the future.
Correct. That's
Dr.
correct.
Ash said that. It was pretty
I agree.
But that tells you that they're not quite real, right? Like depression is in the past. If you live now.
And it's hard to believe that you're in the present, to be honest, because we're all so wrapped up with the next thing. We're like, what's going to happen next? Okay, I've done this. I don't have to worry about this anymore. Let me worry about that. And I'm like, hold on, you just relax. Yeah. It's okay. You're right here. I will figure it out. You know, I can do all things. That's what I always tell myself. I can do all things.
Yeah, no, you can. Like, yeah, I think, yes, Chris.
Like Marcus has this quote. You probably know it.
Yeah.
You can live life right now.
Yeah. So death walks on your shoulder every single day.
You can live life right now.
Yeah. You can die.
Let determine what you say, think, and do.
Always be kind. Always.
I think, I
He's trying to emphasize that you are not guaranteed the next hour of your life.
But we believe this is a practice run. We believe life is a practice run, and the next life is where we're going to get it right. Right? We reincarnate, apparently. But the thing is, and if we did reincarnate, we don't remember what the hell we did last time.
That's true.
But I think with Stoicism, and I think I've argued this a little bit with Chris at times, I don't think Stoicism is a belief. Hear me out. If you believe it, you're not Stoic. Because for me, when I read these quotes, I'll give you another one quickly. It says, remove the judgment and you remove the thought. I am hurt. Remove the thought and the hurt itself is removed. Right? So I don't think you can try to be Marcus Aurelius. You can try to be Marcus Aurelius. I can try to be. But I don't think you can be anything other than yourself. And I think time will tell who you are. So when I look at Marcus Aurelius, it reminds me of facets of myself. The facets of myself is this. 9 out of 10, when I open my mouth, it's never going to happen. I've already convinced myself it's not happening, because everything I've ever said has never happened, but everything that I've thought has happened, because it's a personal agreement with me. So I don't think there's a, when you come up with a great idea, you predominantly won't get a fist pump or a high five for that. The reason is we haven't brought the idea to fruition. And I've heard that so many times. So that's what I mean. Many people celebrate in the idea when there's nothing there. And that's what I've realized, that's, we can mistake, and I'm just saying with mistaken. I think the only thing I found out with Stoicism myself, which has helped me of late, is something Chris told me was, which I do like, and that's what I need to learn, is Stoic is that you've walked into a room and there's a situation arising and you want to rip that person's head off, and you've got to accept that's what you want to do, but that's not what you have.
Well, he does say feel the anger
So
that you feel.
there's a lot, and I think we in society today have over exaggerating that we aren't allowed to feel the anger, but we need to express it.
I don't believe in that.
I don't think you need to express it. I think you need to feel it. So in other words, you can find reason, that's okay, but you don't have to have excuses all the time. You can't sit there and constantly go, does that make sense?
I think you need to express it to the right people. I don't think you should bottle it up either. I think it goes both ways. He does say feel the anger, feel the emotion, but don't act on it.
Yeah, but I think as well, and I think he, but look, I think, because I know Chris and yourself and many people, look, we'll know if you're stoic in years to come. I'll be honest with you, because you're still very young and fresh. But I can look at things and I can tell when I read these things, I can go in the past and go, oh, it makes sense why. Like Chris knows not even half my ideas, and he knows why I wouldn't want to talk about them, because they're not going to happen. But when they're happening, and we've talked about it, he knows, fucking hell, he's walked away and he's holding that. He's holding
frame.
He's holding me accountable now. You know what I mean? Like now we're fuck, I've gone too far. Like I said yes to him. He's walked, and that's all that sits in his head. You know what I mean? So what I mean is, I'm not saying that's not Stoicism. What I'm trying to say to you is, Stoicism, I think, is accepting, like,
reality as it is,
and also realize the big mouths, as you already got to drop that out. You got to say, well, it's not happening. And
I'm paraphrasing though. He said even like, quote me, but wake up in the morning and you are going to be dealt with arrogant, rude, ugly people in your life. You should be prepared for that, and you should be okay with that, rather than fearing it and staying huddled up.
And the other thing is knowing that you give everyone rights. That's what I'm saying, is why should you treat me nice if you don't like me? And better, I know you don't like me, because then I know how to work the room. Like we can work it out. Like, you know, and I think the funny thing is when you said something about first impressions, and I said, well, fuck your first impressions. Your second, third, and your 10th one's going to tell me your impressions, because you can rock up and be charming, and then I could be at a party watching you carry on, and I said, well, so much for your first impression. So your impressions is always first. Your first impression is your first impression.
It's the mask. You got to take
first
off
and the
mask.
last.
Yes.
Every time. So, you know, sometimes when you meet somebody and they act, they're just not like them. Like, I don't know. Do I seem like the same character now that is online?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying to you. It's pretty much the same guy.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm not going to say to you, I'm quite insecure. Don't come and talk to me. And you know, I do like wearing dark glasses, because I do like to hide behind them. But some people, like I said, what I've seen and what they are, and not just here in this world of bodybuilding and online, but I'm just telling you, the truth prevails in silence. It always will. It always is, because it's your heart, it's your mind, it's your walk with Allah, God, Jesus.
You know, it's not even just about Stoicism. It's also how they lived as well. You can kind of relate it to your own life. Like he was born, I think Marcus Aurelius was born into being an emperor pretty much. People think like being an emperor means like, I've got this money, I got all the women, I've got concubines, I got food, whatever, you know how it was back then, right? But there's actually, you got to deal with the problems of the city. It's massive responsibility.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out. And there's a massive pandemic at the time as well. And he's like, how do I deal with this?
And he's ill.
And he's ill as well, yeah. So he goes out into the bush and he's like, F this, I need to like sit down and have me time. And this is where he journals himself.
Yeah, but this was funny. He wasn't trying to write a book and these journals were found. And without finding his journals, how would you know this? But then again, how do we know it's all real anyway? But that's another story in itself.
Yeah.
But I think that I had something, a thought came to my head and I think it just went over it. But, you know...
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, but what's his name? What's that professor that's pretty famous at the moment? What's his name? Jordan Peterson. He said something... They asked him a question once. Not that I'm a big fan of his. I'm not a big fan of any of them, really, to be honest. But I do get bits and pieces from everybody. But what I found was the easiest thing to do, which is the hardest thing not to do, but it's the easiest. And you think it's not. You're tested because it comes in colours.
Yeah.
Is lying. The biggest satisfaction of relief is walking away with the truth, not walking away being liked.
I like that.
I can tell you, I'm negotiating a car for my son, and I've got it pretty much down to the price I wanted. Nice. But I made sure I stuck with the truth. So when they said to me that car's worth every cent, I said, agree. But in the current car market, you're not going to get it. I wish your father-in-law well. But I said this, but I know, yeah, I did. And I said, I did. Yeah. And I said to them, I'm trying to sell a car and I've been selling it since January. And I got no takers for it. All the prices I'm getting, I'm not going to let it go. What I'm getting it is, my dad would lie his nuts off and I'd send him in. If I wanted something cheap, go John. Yeah. I'm not coming in with you. What I'm getting is, I know who white liars are around me. I know in my family and my surroundings and my friends. They don't even know they're lying because it's a color. It's white lie. It's not a lie. It's white lie. It's just one word. It's lie. So what I'm getting is, you will see your points when you go, like the slightest little thing is just as big as the most massive problem you'll ever find. That's the bit where you're going to learn about yourself, is how far is the truth with you and how do you handle it so you walk away with yourself. And what I found is that's the most liberating, the only liberating thing I ever have, is because I actually sleep well, even when it comes to debtors, to debt collecting, to you name it. If that motherfucker wants to come at me because I'm late on a bill, or what it may be, I'm just trying to say, I know he has every right. You're right about the truth actually is for you. It is for you. It's always for you. It's always for you, right? So you feel like you feel better. You don't feel like you did something not right. And that's the worst thing, is carrying something, you know, in your heart it's not correct. And without, I'm not trying, but what I'm saying is the only truth you have is you, I guess myself with God. He finds you in the deepest ocean, the darkest caves. But the thing is, it's okay to say, you know, I'm disgusted in myself, because you're feeling it. But you can turn around and say, I can't prove it to you with words. I can say sorry. Can you show me how to prove it with my actions? And that's the hardest bit. And like I said, but once you learn it, you actually can navigate very well. When someone, like I said to you, I think one person said to me once, said something quite vulgar about me or rude. I don't know what it was. It was a long time ago, but it could be even recent. But what I said to her was, "You're right." I said, "You're right. That's what you think of me. You are 100% right, and you can stick with that as long as you like. It ain't the truth, but you're right.
That's fine, yeah.
And that's fine with me. Like, I'm okay. Like, whatever you think I am, and that's why when you realise you're entitled to think of me as whoever you want me to be, you're hopeful."
And vice
Like
versa.
Chris wants no one to like him, and they like Chris. I want everyone to like me, and they don't like me. I said, "God, we've got to swap roles, Chris."
It doesn't really matter, does it?
It never matters.
It doesn't matter.
It never matters, and that's why I said to you, never matters what my kids think of me. What matters what I think of them, and that's all that matters. That's what I'm saying is like, it's a funny world. But let's move on from that. What Stoicism? Tell us your journey and interest regarding. Why have you got a fascination with Stoicism? That's what I was going to ask you. Because you said you have.
They say, I think I just found Stoicism by accident. I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast, and someone mentioned meditations changed my life, which was Marcus Aurelius's book, Meditations. And I'm like, that's probably bullshit. So I bought the book.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And then I bought the book and I read it, and then I couldn't understand half the book because I was just like, I don't understand what he's trying to say here. But something stood out to me in that
Sounds a bit
book.
like the Bible.
Yeah, similar idea. The Bible's, the Bible's
is
a
it?
bit.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
It's like a book of books.
Yes, a book of books. Like the
But
Bible, yes.
you gather up the meat from what you needed to see in it, and you've left the bones. The bones you still got to figure out. So I found the meat in the meditations. I think there was one that stood out to me. He says, "How do you find your purpose?" He says, "Just so as the bee goes to the hive, for its rest of its life, so there's your life has a purpose."
Yeah.
And it made sense to me. That really stood out to me. I was like, you know what? It's, stop overcomplicating things. This is if you like this, do this. You know what I mean? Like if you like being a carpenter and you feel like, nah, my friend's a builder and that's more money, but I love carpentry. You know what I mean? Like he kind of just says, this is your purpose, and if you feel comfortable doing it, this is your thing.
Yeah, I actually did. I mean, I didn't know what Stoicism was. I think it was more arrogancy, I think. But Chris, not enlightened me. He was talking about it. Like I said, you're talking about it. And I started looking into it. But the funniest thing is, I'm not saying I'm a Stoic person, but I'm very... You think you know a lot about me, but we talk a lot about you. People think I talk a lot, but we talk a lot about the other person. We're never talking about me. I'm always chatty, but I'll tell you about my dad, and you tell me your story, and I'll tell you about Chris. We talk about John. What do you know about me? You know nothing about me, and it's not purposeful because I guess I'm intrigued by others and to keep a story going. But look, Stoicism is, I think we've got to be careful. Like everything, I think we can kid ourselves. We can be that. I think what's most important is to. I think the most important for me is not to mimic a Stoic. I think it's to say is to believe, if someone found my book in 500 years, would I be worth it? Would it be worth something for them to learn from? And I think that's what you try to be a little bit more like.
It's just
I get Marcus. I get the Stoicism part. It's just unfortunate everyone jumps on it, like the word entrepreneur and like the word, a lot of words, life coach. It just
look. I didn't read all the Stoic books for a reason, because I knew I'd get lost in it.
But no. But you need to. What you need to do is you need this, and this, and then you see where it all fits in with you. And then you start building you. But like I said to you, the best, you want to be the best Stoic? Don't talk about yourself.
That's right.
No, meaning don't tell people you can help them. Don't tell anything. Just do what you can do and be who you are. And if you are good at business or you are an entrepreneur, I don't know, like, don't you think maybe Richard Branson would tell us he's a life coach, but he would never sit there and talk about life coach. But he never talks, like he's not really selling anything. He's just doing business, and he's a great business person, and we can have an idea of what it takes. But when have any of them done private coaching? Actually, none of them. The guys that are doing private coaching haven't had even close to their kind of income. So what I'm getting is, we have built life a bit like a participation awards. Everyone's participating. Everyone gets a ribbon. Everyone gets a trophy. And it's not like that. There is winners and losers. And 1 minute you're a winner, and 1 minute you're a loser. But let's talk about winners and losers. I was going to say, let's talk about losers. But let's not go there. All right.
Gotta be a loser to be a
So
winner.
let's say here your 3 top pins in your social. Your 3 top pins, right? You got 6 weeks before scheduling your contest or scheduled contest, and a shoot date, a photo shoot. You tore your pec major during training, and doctors, naysayers said bodybuilding days were over, buddy. And you, determined to fulfill the mission, setbacks, externals, you ended up competing and you finished second, I believe. And then you went on to do the photo shoot. So tell me about that.
Well, that was an interesting time of my life, to be honest. I was 6 weeks out from the IFBB Pro League Season A. Oh, no, Season B it was.
Last year, wasn't it?
No.
This year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, sorry.
2 years ago.
Yes, yeah.
And then I was weighing about 74 kilos.
What do you weigh now?
I'm about 81 kilos.
Look how big he looks at 81, Chris.
That's
And look at
all
me,
an
I'm
illusion.
85, 84, and like you said,
It's all illusion, man.
I know. But I know, but that's what I'm saying is that's what I said. Look at him. It's all an illusion, man. Everyone thinks
Small joints, all that kind of stuff. Like, because the joints are tiny, muscles look bigger, yada, yada, yada.
yada, 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 yada.
So I was 74 kilos, depleted as hell. I was on this particular steroid
What was
known
it?
as
Interesting.
called halotestin, which is my love-hate relationship. This thing makes you strong as fuck.
All right. Yes.
It's by far one of the strength steroids out there. I love the stuff, but double-edged sword.
Okay.
And it pretty much happened in that situation. Well, I picked up the 70 kilos. I did 60 kilos for about 10 reps on the dumbbell press flat bench. I was like, okay, I did 10 reps. Let's try 70. Let's do 4 reps or something. So I picked it up, and then once I went down, I heard it sounded like an elastic band go,
Oh.
and I heard it through my headphones. And I was like, whoa. And I dropped the weight straight away. I was in shock. And my friend came up to me. His name was Brock. Shout outs to Brock. He came, was like, you all right? I said, nah, something just happened, right? Something is weird. Something feels like it's ripped or something. And he's like, oh man. And he's like, are you all right? Like, are you okay? Like, I was like, I don't know, man. Am I still going to be able to compete? And he says, no, don't worry about that for now. Like, we got to see if you're all right. And I was like, I don't know. And then I couldn't even move my shoulder.
Wow. Yeah.
I couldn't even move it. And I was like, okay, this is not, I've never had this before.
Yeah.
Went to a physio the same day. It was like an emergency physio. I don't even know what it was. And he's like, yeah, I think you've torn a pec. And I was like, oh shit. So I went to hospital right after, pumped me with endones and whatever. And I was like, I'm still going to compete.
Yeah.
It just gave me that. I was still going to compete. And then they said, oh, he's a referral to a specialist. He's for pec and shoulder kind of thing. So I went to him maybe 2-3 days later. And he said, Mr. Kyrillos, you're going to have asymmetry between your pecs. So your bodybuilding career, I would probably imagine, is over from today. And I looked at him. I said, look, doc, I've got a protocol. I've got a protocol that I can show you, right? I'm talking to a doctor who's done this for 20 fucking years. I said, look, I've got these compounds here. This is for collagen synthesis. This is going to work with this. This is peptides for that. And he looked at me. He's like, you can tell in the back of his mind, he's like, I did 20 years of this shit. And you're telling me your bodybuilding experience is going to heal your pec? You need surgery. And you need to decide by next week. And I said, okay, let me just make a phone call. I spoke to my older brother. He said to me, look, I'd say, go see the physio. Just see how you go. Like with our physio, he has a home physio. All right, done deal. And the physio's like, it's torn. You might need surgery, but I think maybe like, let's see if we can recover it. I said, look, I'm still going to do my protocol. I'm not going to spend $5,000 for this surgery.
Back a little bit there. No, keep going.
I'm not going to do this surgery. I'm going to see if I can recover it. So I got a call from the specialist, said, hey, you've got like 2 days left to decide, or else it's going to be a bunch of scar tissue and we're not going to be able to like reattach the pec He wanted to drill a hole into my humerus, pull the pec, drill it in there. And I was like, hey, look, doc, I'm not going to do it. And he's like, are you sure? Like, I don't think you should really do it. I said, nah, I think, because, you know, my brother's had surgery and he never came out the same after every surgery.
No one does.
You know, so I thought, I'm not going to go through, I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah.
Came out, did physio, recovered it, did my protocol that I told him, by the way. And somehow I went on stage, and I don't know if you actually look at the photos, the pec is still kind of swollen.
Yeah.
It was still kind of swollen, but I was on stage, somehow managed to pull second. I don't know how. By the grace of God, I don't know how to this day.
Do you reckon you would have pulled first if you hadn't had the injury, or do you think?
I didn't even think I was going to place. I didn't even think I didn't even know if I was going to make it, to be honest. I thought that was like, so then ever since then, the story behind the photo shoot was 1 week out. I had a dream I was taking a photo shoot at the Opera House. And then I messaged Charles Lothian and I said, listen, man, we got to do it at this place here. I think it's in Chinese Gardens or whatever, the Botanical Gardens.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, done deal. Let's do it, blah, blah, blah. And we had a photo shoot day after the show, and it was the best shoot, one of the best shoots I've had. And
how's the chest now?
I've got a hole in it. You see that?
Oh, yes.
It's a hole.
Is that from the tear?
That's from the tear. So it used to be a bit higher. That's what's missing.
Yeah.
That's all scar tissue now. But it's still fine. I'm still pushing 52 kilos on flat bench. Not going to push that. For me now, it's like, what am I need to prove? I'm not going to prove nothing. Like, what the hell was I doing 70 fucking kilos at 75 kilos body weight?
Well, I know. Yeah, look, it just does that, doesn't it, though? Like you said, I know when I took the cycle at 49, I was like, just my final sets were my warm-ups. Like, it was just, everything changed. I did, and it does get you a lot of ego. I think I just pulled the muscle on my quad, but it was so funny how quick it recovered. Like, I don't think I tore anything, but there were times where I pushed too far and I'd feel I pulled the muscle like really bad.
You feel superhuman on the shit.
What was that?
You do feel
and I think you do get the what's it called when you take something and they make you believe it?
I call it the Superman complex.
It is a Superman complex. There's no denying that. So you had your next pin post was you finished off 2022 strong. A lot of lessons, but overall, I'm grateful for it. Bring on 2023. And I think, what was that pin? Why you got that pin up there?
I'm trying to remember that one, bro.
Bring on, finishing off 2022 strong. A lot of, what were your lessons that you learnt in 2022 to take into 2023? What were your lessons? What did 2022 teach you then? That's how we should look at that.
I'm going to say I learned, because obviously bodybuilding is pretty much my life. I just learned more about my body. Okay. And I was able to, obviously aside from bodybuilding. You were
24 at the time, yes.
Yeah, like I was kind of like still, like obviously life lessons, relationships and all that kind of stuff. I started to learn more about what I didn't like, more so than what I liked, because I don't know what I like. I still don't even know what I like.
Yeah.
You see, but I know what I don't like. And that's what I could definitely learn from 2022 is like, I don't like this. I'm not going to tolerate this next year. You see, I'm going to take that mentality and build up on that. So that's sort of how I transitioned from that post. Okay. Yeah.
And then you got another one here on the 4th of January 2023. I think obviously going into the new year, you said, I love the way of life. What does that mean? That's your little quotes.
That's my little quotes. I love that. I love the way of life. I love to enjoy life because it's a gift, it's a blessing to be here. I love the way of life, honestly. That's it speaks for itself. For me, it's like it's so much more deeper than that, but the way of life is what I do, what I love, which was, I think that post was me doing a bodybuilding pose in the middle of the forest or whatever it was.
Yeah, you sent to him. Yeah,
it was a great post. I think it was one of the realizations that this is my life and I love the way of life.
Oh yeah, you are quite
basic,
deep. Yeah.
It's so basic, but there's so much meaning behind that. Sort of sort of in a stoic way, you know.
Yeah, I can see that. It's hard even to extract it out in words, I suppose.
It's wrapped up in a cluster of things. It's like, it's not just the words. You just got to look into that phrase and be like, okay, there's so much behind that.
Yeah.
And it's not just one thing. It's all things. 'Cause all things work for good. You know.
Well, you must have been in a good place, because if you're writing that, you would have been in a good place. But 6 days ago, you posted, ready for summer. What does that mean? Is summer important? Is that like a gauge for you to when you want to look your optimum? Like for me, that was my gauge. A lot of bodybuilders, or a lot of times we trained, because not everyone competed. We didn't have that many shows. We had shows, don't get me wrong, there was shows, but we were just kids. You guys are probably seemingly more mature in some ways than what we were, or maybe not. But what I'm trying to say is that it was still a field that was like, classic was the big guns. There was no board shorts. There was nothing. It was just one division.
It was bodybuilding.
Just weight class sometimes.
Yeah.
But other than that, and like I said, some guys didn't deserve to be on stage, and some guys did. But it was really hard to choose. Like I said, I really believed I wasn't worthy to go on stage. That's all, just how I felt. But I didn't feel like I shouldn't train. But I don't know. I guess we saw bodybuilding as a side gig. That's all it was. We went to work.
Yep.
We ate chicken and rice, and we went and trained. Like, we played soccer on the weekends. That's all it was. Soccer. The gym was like going like a sport. It was just a sport. It wasn't our life. It was just a sport.
It was just something you kind of did just to be in shape.
Well, we did, but we knew. Like, do you know? Summer was our gauge. We all, if you missed it, you were dirty on yourself, and you realised, oh, fucking stupid me. I had to start 12 weeks out. And you wanted to start getting in shape on the 1st of December, and then you'd peak in February and you go,
oh
I
shit,
was a fat bastard over
missed
New
it.
Year's. So then you go, the next year you go, I'm going to get it right this time. So then you go, all right, it's the beginning of spring, now we start. So we always had different clothing.
Yeah,
We'd put on like, it was probably fat too, definitely. But man, we'd go from, this was significant though. You think it wasn't, it was significant. But we'd go from 81 kilos, 79, 81 kilos, and we'd go to 86, 87. Now that doesn't seem a lot, but that was a lot in a short period of time of 6 months. So we'd go, from the 1st of March to the beginning of April, we'd go from 81 kilos. But I suppose some people can do that in a couple of weeks. I said, but no, it was more like we knew we wanted to put on size, so we'd have our fat clothing or our size clothing, and we'd go from 81, we'd go to 87, 88 kilos.
It's like you fatten up, shrink
and then
down,
and then so it was, and that's how we grew.
And that's how it was. I think
it was
it's
2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
I think some people are still doing that.
They are,
Yeah, I think it's still pretty common.
It's still common, yeah.
I'm not under the belief that I don't like doing that. I think I feel like you got to be kind of sharp throughout the year.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
No. The way you're talking about your sharpness, and when you introduced yourself and we spoke, no, that's how we were. No one lost themselves. We did not. To go from 81 to 87 kilos, 6 kilos. That's not a lot of fat. We're talking about, if I wanted to go to 95 kilos, I could. Like, you could put on 10 kilos. You always wanted to stay symmetrical in relation to, you're in a singlet now.
Yeah.
But in the middle of winter, you might have a jumper on, but I can still see you got a nice shape under that jumper. So we still wanted to have a nice shape.
Yeah.
We just didn't, it was, like I said, it was just different. It was a real chiseling, designing style. We
learned from you guys anyway, right? We're just now fixing it up a bit more. That's sort of how we're doing it now.
You are. But look, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, everyone's on the juice now, where before not as many people were on the juice. And before the juice was a bit different. It was more just Deca and test and
deball
and that kind of stuff. It was
all that thing that those
just
compounds
those fundamental stuff from the vet.
It's still used there. You still got a couple guys. Just you can tell. You just look at them. You're like, yep, test Deca Depot.
Deca, that's right. Test.
You just look at me like, yeah, he's on test Deca Depot.
Yeah.
It's just like,
And it is it was I don't know, but we definitely summer. That's why I said when I read that, that was the North Pole.
that was your motivation.
Always. It was
Yeah.
just the 1st of December, and that's why I said
And you feel good doing it, man. Like you feel
That's what I'm
good
saying.
getting in shape. Yeah.
And at that time,
yeah.
that was when that week we would. I know this is how far we took it. Just on the 1st of December, some of us, some, right? Maybe we'd be getting waxed. Now we know waxing will last us 6 to 10 weeks. Meaning, so we knew we'd be waxing twice through summer.
Okay.
Pretty much 2 to 3 times, because that's what I mean. We don't have to shave every weekend to go somewhere. We just wax,
Right.
and you'd be no hair for
More time.
more time. Yes, when you
Yeah.
broke out, you felt like shit. You fucked it up. Oh my god, I've broken out, and you
Yeah.
did look like you had leprosy.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
Looks pretty bad.
Pretty
but
intense.
Yeah, you look like you're on fucking testosterone because you fucking had pimples everywhere. But the thing is, no, but we would, we'd go get waxed.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'd even get facials done and manicures done. Like that's how much it was. The 1st of December summer to us
Was it strange to people when you did
Yeah, it was. No, it was, because you never talk about it. Because like I said, my uncles, everyone would think, what is wrong with these guys? Why don't they have hair on their legs? And my uncle is in his 70s, he shaves his legs now. Like men, everyone is shaving their legs. It's hilarious to me. It's actually, it wasn't hilarious to me because when I saw guys with hairy legs, I just knew they didn't train. Now, it doesn't matter what you do, everyone shaves their legs. My son shaved his legs. Chris shaves it. I know he trains. But what I'm getting at is, I've never, besides you have to shave for laser, you have to.
Yeah.
But the last time I did laser, like I haven't waxed or lasered
I just trim, man. Like
for about, I'm just saying I haven't done anything for at least 2 to 3 years, anything. Like what I mean is, I've got hair on my legs where I've never had hair for decades, but I don't have much hair on my legs. What I'm getting is, it's just funny when we used to see people, and you know, all right, why do you shave? Do you know why you shave?
I do it just because I'm a very vascular person.
Yeah, so it shows more vascularity.
More vascularity.
And it shows also definition. I mean, that's why we did it. But a lot of people think it's cleaner, neater, like I said to you. But like I said to you, it wasn't a weird. In bodybuilding, it wasn't so much shaving; it was a lot of waxing. Like I said, when Terry Mitsos, who had Mitsos Gym in Marrickville, I'd go to Terry. Where do I go to get rid of my hair? And he goes, go to this beautician in Leichhardt. She'll wax you. That's how I went at 18. He's competed next to Ronnie Coleman, Milosh, and all those guys. Terry, he's well known. I tried to get him on the podcast, he won't come. But the thing is, so he even didn't tell me to go shave. I don't know what it was. Like, I think shaving is just obviously convenient. It's not like you're just in the shower, but I find it excruciating shaving to me. And I feel when I finish shaving, my bed sheets feel prickly. When I wax, everything feels like a baby's butt. Just beautiful. It just feels nice, softer. Everything feels different. I don't know. Like I said to you, I don't know. But now everyone shaves.
But I feel weird waxing.
I know. I get it now. But that's why I said to you, I think we as bodybuilding in the past, not me, but it was more gladiatorial stuff. You did the hard. It was all about hard. It was never fun. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a fun go. It wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun. No. It was. We didn't do it. It wasn't fun. We did it because there was a purpose.
I feel like you were probably doing it for the right way to like wax. You got definition. I think we do it just to more so for grooming more than anything.
Yeah, you
now.
guys are grooming more.
Yeah, I think it's more of a grooming thing now rather than just doing it for bodybuilding purposes. Like if waxing was painless, I would always wax.
No, and that's why I said to you, you have to work out when it's not painful. You do it in the morning. As soon as you get up, your first appointment should be at 7 o'clock at the beautician, right?
I had to pop
It's
3 Nurophens before I did it, And
see, and I don't do that. Even when I mean, you got a tattoo. You should see when you get tattoos. Oh my god! And when I got some extra ones, I was like, why have I come back to this? I keep thinking this is a good idea, and then when they as soon as they start, I went, what the fuck am I doing here? I cannot believe I turned up again. I think that's why women give birth to multiple children. They forget the pain. 6th of July, I was almost 10 kilos, 22 pounds under my weight cap. Mm-hmm. When I came in you came in at 77 kilos, right?
To come in, yeah.
And then is that what you want to come in at? Because you said then,
I wanted to come in.
I have to add all those kgs kind of back for next season, so it's fair. So do you think you went too far?
I think for me, I wanted to come for a drier, more statuesque look, and it brought me down in placing. So then I was like, okay, maybe classic physique now is about the softer look. As they say in conditioning, wins shows. Does it really? I don't know. I think it's all subjective.
So you were quite conditioned.
I would say so. Yeah, look, I didn't have a shredded ass. I don't think everyone can get a shredded ass.
It's hard.
Regardless, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit unrealistic. Like some of the pros don't even have a shredded ass. Like I'm talking top tier Olympians don't have a shredded ass. I think there's a genetic component to that as well. But I think they want a fuller look. It just looks more extraordinary, if you will. Obviously, the best of both worlds is the best case scenario. That's what we all strive for, right? That's why we get coaches and things to get us that look. But I came in too flat, too dry, and I was like, okay, look, I actually really like the way I look, to be honest. I was really happy with it. I was like, this is the best look I've ever looked. Like, I've never looked this good ever. And it put me down in place. I'm like, wow, it's crazy how I tore my pec. I came in swollen, puffy, and whatever, and I got a better placing than I did. Shredded. And
it's a weird one when you watch the shows, you wonder what they're looking for. But I guess I'm not a judge, and I don't know what they're looking for. But I think, I don't know what they're looking for, man.
So I'll put on a few more kilos. I've personally I don't want to blow out too much. I think for me, it's just like I still want to be comfortable in my everyday life as well. I love bodybuilding with all my heart, but I still want to be. It's a bit more. I got to be a bit more practical too. I can't sit there eating meals all fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, it's part of the game, but I pace it out a bit more. You know.
So you're 81 kilos.
I'm 81
So
kilos.
tell me something. How do you feel when you're 79?
I just feel like tighter, more vascular. You know, more of a.
Do you like
dense.
79?
I like 79.
See, it's funny. I never liked the 70s.
No.
That's why you always see me write
In the 80s, yeah.
Because the reason I write the 80s is because when Chris met me and when I started the podcast, I was actually 107 kilos. Don't ask me why. I know why, but don't ask me. I don't know where that came from.
Wow.
We know why, but I know why, but I've always been.
How did you feel at 170? 107, sorry.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, I wasn't me. I wasn't confident. I wasn't happy with who I was. It was.
How old were you?
I was only recently. That's what I'm saying is I'm 55. So I was 54, 53, 54. So at 49 to 50, like I was ready to compete. You should I could have gone on stage. I'll show you some photos. You'll laugh your head off. And at 51, I looked great. 52, I made some silly decisions around anxiety and depression. So I have to say a lot has happened in the last 10 years. And I think I was supposed to go through the last 10 years to realize I was sidelined by people and they took me into the vortex. In other words, I put my trust in others, and where they took me was to medication. What I mean by that is I never was ever anxious. I never had depression. I was always same like the guy I am today. But when you decide at a certain age to completely bank on yourself, there's an elevated level of anxiety. So in other words, imagine, you're in IT, earning some good money, being Greek, take on a few other cash jobs.
Yep.
And
Bit of cashies on the side.
and you're building up portfolios, and then you're moving out of home, and then you have a girlfriend living with you, and then you decide to go into business for yourself, so you own your own income, and you let go of working for HSBC, let's say, big company, and air conditioned and toilet fragrances and flying around Australia's, and then you go to open up your own business and you're not in Kansas anymore. That 10 years was an eye opener, but like I didn't need anything. It was just an eye opener. But
did you have help around that?
No, I didn't have any help. But what I mean is, look, I had some silent business partners, but no help. No, when I say no help. Like my dad would come and go, let me wash the dishes. I used to say to him, no. I said, because if I've got to pay you $5 an hour because you're saving me $10 or $15 at the time, how can I gauge myself as a good businessman when I'm using my dad to do the dishes and my mum come and cook? So no family worked for me. I worked for myself.
Would you say you're self-made?
I don't know. Is that egotistical to say that? I don't know. I haven't made myself yet. I'll tell you when I do.
Okay.
When you see me on my private jet with my staffy and my poodle, I'm made. All right, just know that. When you see that, you go, "Fuck, he's made."
Reason why I ask is because do you feel like it was all you from the start?
At the beginning I thought, and I did. You can ask Chris. I mean, he knows. I waited for people. I thought people would help me, and I thought people got me where I wanted to be. And when I look back, I'm shocked. I'm shocked because when I turned 40, when I burnt myself out, I've never built a house. I built a house. I never knew what an LVL was. I didn't know what a UC was, universal column, universal beams. I didn't know what an LV 253 by 45 was. I learned that on Google at 2 o'clock in the morning. I fucking worked it out. I mean, I had like what I'm saying is, you go build your own house. We're talking about destroy a house and then build it back, and you've never been a builder.
Wow.
And what I mean is not that, but wait till you see the hyenas come in, the builders, and people walking away with your money and not doing the jobs, and you go, like, fuck, people, and manipulating. Well, let's see if I sort of like I would want my windows out of the house, so I'd sell them, but told people you get them cheap if you pull them out yourself, and they come in, mate. It was like, and I had to walk off the job, and my house sat there for the magpies for about, I don't know. The neighbourhood must have thought, what happened to this guy? So I burnt out. Having all those extremes.
Wow. It's pretty intense.
No, it was intense. When I was 43, 10 years ago, 44, I literally burnt right out. Like, I drove off the cliff. But it wasn't that I drove up. It was like you just said. I know, it's funny. So we're talking about Steve. It's the Steve podcast. But what I'm getting is just anyway, this is bodybuilding, but let's go here. So I drove off the cliff, but that showed me then, and why I look back at that there was no one there. So what I mean is, I was building a house, and I can remember my mum, fuck, I hate talking so much. Anyway, my mum saying, like, how come Giselle
Yeah.
isn't taking Steve food? And how come no one's there with him? But no one, my dad didn't pay attention to that, no one. But my mum couldn't do anything because she was, look, my sister had kids, but my mum could see things. And when I fell over, that's when I fell, after businesses and you name it.
Did you have a few businesses?
Yeah, like I said, but what I'm getting is when I fell over, because everyone told me to slow down, stop, you push too hard, you're going too hard. And you go, maybe, they're right. Until they say to you one day, maybe you should take antidepressants. And you go, should I? And that's when it all... And then I became prisoner to it.
So
but you don't know you're prisoner to it till you look back and you go, I was fucking prisoner to it.
And what are your stance on antidepressants for anyone?
Is it the Steve podcast?
We try to know more about you, Steve, as well. See,
Well,
people don't know you. We need to know what's going on with Steve.
All right. We're going to get back to these questions quickly. All right. But this is what I'll say. You don't need antidepressants. That's one.
Done deal.
Right, one.
Done.
And how do I know? Because I admitted myself into hospital twice. One public, and if I tell you the stories of being in a psych ward on your own, by yourself, you put yourself in there. And then when you're out, you fight for your life to then register to Bupa while you're fucked up in the head because the medication's unbalanced you. Because I was in, I was out. So it took 3 goes.
Takes
1, 2, 3. My third time on them, when I realised I wasn't coming back. And when I came back, I went, wow, what a 10 years, man. How did I get let down so much? And that's when it all changed. So then I had to come back. So what I'm saying is when I was 107 kilos, through the third time that did it to me, and I learned to manipulate that, that's when I went, all right, comeback time. And I think Chris is watching my comeback. But it's not just Chris is watching. I started before I met Chris. What I'm trying to say to you is the third time lucky. Third time I wanted to kill myself.
You know, Stephen, I've got a lot of respect for you, man. It takes a lot of courage to admit that.
I feel like I want to cry.
Oh, that's the good stuff, man.
I ended up registering with Bupa. And they said, but you've got to wait 12 weeks before you can go in. I went, I'll fucking hang on. And I went to St. John's Private Hospital at Burwood. I went in like a fucking loser. I went in there and I said, and I was doing stuff that no one did, and I felt like vomiting every fucking single second of the day, but I did every little fucking shit task. Everything. I was hooked on Valium. Man, I didn't know myself. That's what doctors and people that don't support you do to you.
Wow.
They throw pills down your throat. And I know, I'm sorry guys, everyone this, but there is one way to help someone, and it's to become non-biased and go through the ride with them. Don't fucking give them just be non-biased.
Gotcha.
They hate you when they're going through dark times. Let them hate you and just keep going with them. Let's go, we're going. Don't shove things down their throat.
I love that.
Yeah, because the pack says this medication will create heightened anxiety and could cause suicidal tendencies. Well, if the pack's telling you that, I don't take Disprin if I need a bigger headache. So if it's telling me, you take this aspirin and you got a headache, I'm going to have a migraine. Why would you take it? So I know it's a bit rough what I'm saying, and I'm sure there's people out there doing and taking it, and
a lot of people can relate to that, man.
Yeah, but what I want to say is that,
Your stance is stay away, if you can.
Yeah, but I did do, and I still, not so much right at the moment, but I did do a psychologist for 10 years. Her name was Jenny Lay, and then I had this other lady, and to be honest, the psychologist, it was a master class. Not because she was a master, it's a master class. You are a, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not special. Let's just say that. You, me, no one's special. You are So when the psychologist said, Steve, tell me about yourself, and you go, well, I'm 44 and 2 kids. How old's your kids, right? Do you take drugs? No, I don't take drugs. Do you drink a lot of alcohol? No, I don't drink a lot of alcohol. All right, okay, you work for yourself. That is, then she goes, let me find that file that I studied at university. All right, that's who you are. And she goes through the checkpoints. Because if I was taking heroin, a liar, a cheater, she'd go, let me just grab that file. So that's what I'm saying is a case study. You're a case study. I was a case study. So when you find that person that works on you as a case study, that's when you prosper, because they just work on that case study. They don't go and try to treat you like a heroin addict or anything. They work out that's you. So that's the word I was looking for. We are all case studies. So I was happy to have her, and then I realized she was my personal trainer for my brain. And then but not only did I believe that shit, it took 3 times to get it wrong. And then on the 3rd time, when a psychiatrist, they sent me, that's how it got even elevated further. And he got me hooked on Valium. And I said, should I be taking this? I don't, people get hooked. Yes, you'll be all right. And before you know it, I was like a drug dealer. I had it hidden.
Wow.
Oh, it's a crazy ride, man. What a ride.
Wow. Inspirational, though, because you came out of it.
And I'll tell you what's funny, which is crazy. I even got jobs, but I didn't take them because I couldn't work. I was lucky enough I was cashed up, but I knew I had to work, get jobs. Yeah. I go to job interviews off my nut, and they go, you got the job? And I said, no, I don't want the job. All I wanted to do was get the job because I wanted to act like I could still be in society, but I knew I couldn't go to work. Wow. So I'd get the job, or whatever. Wow. And then they go, yeah, you got the job? I got the job. I got jobs in Qantas. And they go, you got the job? And I go, I can't turn up. Yeah, right. I can't even turn up.
Right, okay.
I can't turn up. But that was what was hilarious. I was getting jobs.
When you say you can't turn up
because I got to turn up every day now. I could only turn up to job interviews and bluff them.
Yeah, okay.
But now you want me to turn up.
The mask.
I'm fucked.
So the mask comes off if you were to go.
They catch me out. So, but I wanted to prove. No, but I thought if I get the job, I'll go to the job. I could only get the job. I couldn't go to the job.
Wow.
And then one day I just came out. Don't ask me.
One day you just woke up?
Literally. I woke up hungry.
Wow.
I went.
Throw them in the bin?
No, I was on some antidepressants and I woke up and I went, do you know when you get up early and the blood rushes to your head and everything's 3-dimensional? That's how I woke up. I woke up and went, that looks fucking green, and that's brown, and that's, fuck, I'm hungry.
That's amazing.
I went.
That's crazy.
And when I saw that, I hung on. I said, all right, we're back. And then I went. Then I did my. Let's look at the last 10 years, Steve. And I went through my. And that's why I never look in the rearview mirror. I never have, never do. And then I went. Okay. What a ride. And that's why I go, fuck, I can't wait for the next 10 years. Let's go. We wasted that one. Let's do this one. And here we are doing podcasts.
How great is that?
Well, you got me going, bro.
That's awesome.
I know, there you go.
Thanks for sharing. I love that.
A bit.
That was great.
Like, yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. But yeah, I've never really shared that. But the reason I share it is because I'm a strong motherfucker.
It's going to help someone.
But it will help someone, no joke. But we are all strong motherfuckers, even when we're in our darkest days. And when I look at that prick, I think.
And this prick.
Wait a minute. You jumped in the car. You drove when you really didn't want to leave the front door. You dressed up and you shaved. You ended up sitting in interviews. You fucking couldn't wait to get back home. You had no appetite. When they talked to you, you weren't even engaged, and you ended up getting the jobs.
Well, Steve, that prick that you're talking about made you who you are today. So.
Well, we're pretty much. But we'll see. We've still got a long way to go. Like I said, let's just keep them in the holding pattern. Remember that word when I said to you before? Keep it in it's more fun in the holding pattern. We don't want to finish the job. It's more fun. We're holding in the. Like I said, walk away.
Love it. Awesome.
You'll know when you listen to this podcast. We'll laugh. And how is she anyway? No, that's another story. But anyway,
Oh dear.
okay, so you're thinking of doing, you're competing again, yep. And you're thinking maybe to do some pro qualifiers in Thailand, Vietnam Nationals. Why there? Is this going to happen?
I'm actually gonna pull out of that one.
Okay, yeah.
Just because circumstance, work, and all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't mean it's out of the books. I think there's a joy competing overseas and making it a holiday at the same time. You're in shape. You're on holidays.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I thought that's to be pretty cool. I like that. I like the idea of that. And also, I love the promoter of.
Look, it's easy to go and compete against Asians. They're skinny, mate. You're going to look good. Anyway.
It's going to be. I mean, you can't neglect them.
No, they're all changed. Everyone's changed.
Crazy,
Everyone's crossed. Everyone's crossed over now, man. Everyone's genetics is changed, and they're like I said, those that, you know, I mean. Sorry, guys. Once upon a time, the Lebanese never had legs. Now they got legs. I mean, come on. You know?
Depends on which area, right?
Yeah. Now and the Asians, you know, like we could go on forever. I mean, no one's always gifted to be a Greek, but then again,
I just love the promoter of NZ. I think he's a great bodybuilder. I saw him. I was like, God damn, he's promoting. He's going to Thailand as well to promote it.
Who's this?
His name's Mo. He's an IFBB.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm being a dickhead. I'm just saying, like, bodybuilding's changed so much. You know, bodybuilding was so upper body, but today you boys, and I was alone during the time. No one trained legs. That's the other thing I'll tell you about the 80s and 90s. Hardly anyone trained legs.
It was never a thing. Yeah.
It wasn't a thing, and we didn't really. Someone didn't care about the pencil legs, but it's become like I did train legs hard, and I did squat big, and I did go deep. It was crazy. We hated it. That's what I said to you. We hated training, but today everyone's very lower body now. Like
there's more of an accomplishment from a lower body.
It is. Everyone's got and it shows. I can see everyone. I look at the legs now of some of you guys, and I go, "Fuck me, dead." Check the quads on these guys, and check the legs. I mean, the calves still need work. The calves are a stubborn bastard, but we can't all be Chris gifted with calves.
That's
my little fat buddy over there.
Goddamn.
So
I'm jealous, man. That's insane.
I know. Look at the guy. But having said that, yeah. So, so you're not going to go compete in Thailand, you know?
Not this year. It was going to be the 30th of November, but due to work and all that kind of stuff, it's just not feasible for me at the moment.
Actually, I was coming for that free protein shake you offered me.
I
came all the way to Bondi. I didn't get it.
Look, it wasn't going to be 30G protein,
I don't
know.
Everyone's trying to plug it for us, and we're not even selling it at the moment. We're coming at the wrong time, boys. See, podcast 1, 2, and 3, when no one gave a fuck about us, and we tried our best. We sold nothing. We did sell something. We gave away more.
Yeah.
We'll give away all the secrets. Like I said,
I'll make you a shake anytime anyway.
I'm going. Look, mate, you've made a promise, and I was starving at the time. I came all the way to Bondi. You go, I'm not there anymore, and
I'm not there anymore. No.
That was a waste. So tell me, one of the hardest poses is the back and the double bicep pose. Why is it one of the hardest poses?
Not everyone can hit it. It's I feel like everyone does it, but it's not hit properly. I think it's like. It's purely, I think it's an insertion, genetic, structure pose. It really emphasizes the structure a lot.
That is, you either want to get it right because you can get it so wrong.
Because it looks really awkward when it's done wrong.
Oh, it's bad.
Just
don't do it.
Yeah.
And don't get a photo of it either.
I mean, Charles Lothian, the famous photographer, he's like, hit it like this. Make sure you actually twist more of your wrist that way, so you bring out your rear delts. And I'm thinking, rear delts, like, who the hell's looking at the rear delts in this pose? But it all works together. So
no, there is.
It's a really technical pose. If it's hit right, it's unbeatable.
I guess since we're talking about photographers, and we know Nathan as well, but I guess it does take, back in the 70s and 80s, even when we spoke with John Torrett at the time. Do you know some of the photographers back then were quite seasoned photographers? Some of them were forensic photographers. In other words, they took photos of crime scenes because they were so detailed, and they were using them, and they were the photographers for bodybuilding. So I think you need to have a keen eye to be a photographer for torso, for body. I don't think you can. I'm not saying Chris takes photos too, but it's predominantly girls on the side of cliffs with their tops off. That's predominantly what I've seen anyway.
Nice.
I've got a keen eye for that.
That's not too bad.
Well, you know,
I don't blame
he's
you.
never
Yeah, I
taken
don't
me.
blame you.
He's never taken me along to it. He's never taken me along to it. But the funniest thing is, they're the girls that can never get out of those cliffs. They're stuck.
They're
He
stuck,
takes
yeah.
them down these cliffs, and they say, "How do we get out of here?" He goes, "You don't.
You don't. You just stay here.
You stay here." No. But yeah, so these photographers is quite incredible.
You got to also vibe the photographer.
Yeah,
I think it's a big one. Like if you like Nathan is so good at.
Yeah, tell us about Nathan, because let's talk about those photos you did, which that's where I found you.
Through Nathan, yeah.
Well, yes and no, but when I saw the photos he put up,
Yeah.
I didn't see Nathan's name. I just saw the photos, and I didn't know it was you. I just saw it, and I think I did. I possibly wrote something by saying quite creative. I think I went straight into you. Really used your imagination here. Like I think I praised it you stepped it up a notch.
I changed it a little bit. Yeah, I told Nathan. I said
it was big. It was big.
I was like to Nathan. I was like, Nathan, I'm a crazy motherfucker. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
And he said,
I don't think so.
I'm pretty crazy. I'm pretty crazy. I said, all right. Are you sure? Like, do you want to do a photo shoot in the graveyard? If you want. I was like, okay, nah. Look, that's too crazy. But I just wanted to see how crazy you were. Oh, yeah. So he was kind of like, okay. I guess I got an idea. Okay, he's kind of similar to me in a sense. Let's go shoot at Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if I get in that rock pool there? It looks pretty fucking dangerous, hey? He's like, yeah, go for it. I was like, that's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. I just need someone to egg me on in something kind of silly but risky, but it'll come out really well.
All your shots, I mean, you coded yourself in stuff, you portrayed...
Do you know the story behind that?
No.
He said, hey, man, I got this idea.
So he came up with these ideas?
Yeah.
So you actually inspired him further?
Yeah. So
and
he
knew you were the perfect guinea pig?
Yeah, pretty much. I just came out of the show. I was in shape, and he's like, perfect opportunity.
Yeah, he dived on you.
He had like corn flour mixed with water. He's like, we're going to paint your body in this, and it's going to be in my house.
Have you seen the photos?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very good, yeah.
And he painted my body in this flour. What he's like, all right, let's just take a bunch of photos and let's just see how it goes. Done deal. He's like, all right, done deal. We did it. Photos looked pretty crazy. I liked it. It looked kind of like, we wanted to look like a statue.
Well, it was. It was very, very old, gladiatorial.
He used he did use AI for the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Okay, of course.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the backgrounds were AIs.
I didn't know
Sorry,
that.
bro.
No, that's all right. It's,
Misleading, you know? I know. We wanted to do it in the real place in the next...
Thin fucking... I'm thinking, where the fuck did they find that wall?
Yeah. It was in his living room, man.
Can we stop there?
Anyways, too much information. But that's what goes on. So he did that, went down, covered up, and then he called me a couple of days later, said, hey, they're ready. A bit controversial, the blood and stuff. You kind of look like Jesus.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, let's do it.
Yeah.
He said, all right, look, if you get hated, whatever, like that's the consequence. It's just part of the game, social media, just do it. And that's what we did, yeah. So
Well-
I love Nathan for that, man. He's just like, he's a crazy motherfucker, and I love that.
Yeah, no, he's pretty cool. You know, we had him on the podcast. He did a thing with us, and he was actually quite popular, and it was great to have him on. He was wonderful.
Open-minded, very good, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. He's a good. He's a great supporter of us, and we're a great supporter of him. And like I said, I like him, and I like someone that is completely authentic and themselves. You know,
Love that.
Yeah, I can't wait till he gets on the juice. But until then, we'll just wait.
Slowly but surely, right? We're trying to push him to the right directions.
You know, Chris can give give him a few ideas. But Chris and I, we're going hot topic time, man. Quickly, hot topic.
Sure.
All right, hot topic is off. We've already gone off topic, man. We spoke about Steve's life, and he started crying at one stage.
It's all right. Got to have a bit of spice.
There goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's the hot topic?
All I know is I'm gonna be walking down the street and people are gonna try to sell me Valium. Where'd you hear about me liking Valium once upon a time? Which I didn't, but like I said, I had the prescription. Men, boys today, what's your view? Can they endure hard? Well, you boys are young, so understand not being truly understood, that communication isn't our forte. And what's one thing? Yeah, that's it. I won't say the rest because it won't make sense because you don't have kids.
So pretty much like how men
So
are
as I
now.
meant today, do you think that what's your view? Can they endure hard, understanding, and not being truly understood? Can they deal with that? And also, can they understand that communication isn't our forte? Even though it sounds like we're communicating quite well here, it's the reason we do communicate well is with each other. Our communication with the opposite sex is one to be questioned, not because we're not good at it, it's because we're just not we're not built for it.
We're not sort of communicating like we are back 10, 15 years ago, where we'd actually approach and chat as normal human beings. Now it's like, I prefer text.
Yeah, is that what's happening at the moment?
I think that aspect has shaped a lot of men. I'd say both men and women.
Yeah.
I think it's given us... How can I put this without getting too controversial? But pretty much like men now are just weaker because we're so much more pleasure driven. We're pleasure driven. We want instant gratification. We want porn. We want it now.
Oh yeah.
We want quick dopamine hits now.
Yeah.
Women's kryptonite's pretty much Instagram. You're not giving me attention, Steve. I'm going to get it from Instagram. And that puffs up my ego. And that kind of just like, well, why am I going to work for it? I'm not going to talk. Why am I going to talk to this person? I just got it off at home.
So, so what we're saying is what we're understanding is a lot of insecurities. Huh? And we're just toying with them too much.
Yeah, I think you just get too pleasure driven that you just you forget these fundamentals.
I hear you, man.
I think it's, your communication skills are going to suck if you're not actually out there, It's just the way it is. If you don't practice something, you're not going to be good at it. Talking to people is human nature. Why are we going through a screen? Things like that. Like you're meant to go converse together, like have a conversation together.
I think, are you saying, because I'm thinking about this, Chris, you can enter the conversation anytime you want, but I think what I'm finding is it seems like we're when you say to someone, do you want to meet up, it's a level of anxiety. Like,
It's effort.
it's like, oh my God, he's going to propose to me. I haven't met him, but he's going to propose. What I'm getting is it's where with the anxiety of meeting someone in person, where we met people always in person, so it wasn't, I think, it was more like now you spend so much time talking to someone
Through the text.
the text that sometimes you say, oh, do you want to catch up? And they say, oh, not quite yet. And
Yes.
you think, wow, they're not, what is that, make sense?
It does, yeah. No, I personally don't have that issue.
I think it's
I
like...
don't like calls though. I don't like calls.
Yeah, but you don't, you're a text person. What, you like meeting up with people?
Yeah, I don't mind meeting up with people, and I prefer text over calls.
Well, yeah, I think hearing what you just said, I just know, regardless at 55, it's happening today as well. When I say to someone, let's just meet up,
Yeah.
even though it's like, actually, I don't want to say it anymore. I don't want to say to anyone meet up because I see their mood change and it spoils the relationship. Like you go, like, they're so happy to be texting you. They're also so happy to FaceTime you. They're
easy.
so happy to talk to you. And as soon as you say meet in person, I'm just noticing everyone is changing. And what I'm getting is, but what's surprising is why? But they've already elevated it to an unrealistic expectation that we're all going to fail for some reason. But you think,
Like over texting, I understand you're able to think about how you can message back. Whereas in real life, you don't have time to be like, what should I say? You know?
but do you know people do you know they have that option, but they're not using it. In real life, you can. You can put your game show music on in your head. So you might say to me, "What do you think about this?" I can say, "Well, give me a moment." But
You
nobody
can.
does it. But
No
no one
one
feels
does
like they
that.
can do that.
'Cause
But you
if-
can.
yeah.
Let you know out there, you can give yourself thinking music.
I think
I think that's even better.
Yeah.
If you can do that in real life with people, I think that's where we got it wrong. We blabbed too much. We didn't have anything else. Like you said, everyone's got too much thinking time.
Even when I actually find it fascinating, you look at Elon Musk,
Yeah.
and then you'd see him talk and he'd stop for a second, you just go quiet. Then you'd
Yeah,
say something.
you have to process. No, we do. I do.
I
think
like
it's,
that.
I process a lot.
I like that because it gets you to actually like think about that question, because you could say something stupid as well, right? So
Well, yeah, it was funny because yesterday when I went and saw my son, he was working at the supermarket, local supermarket. It's quite big. I don't know. My kids reckon that they think I'm some fucking rock star that walks in and commands everyone's attention. So I said, Yanni's here. I go, Yan. He goes, can you keep it down? I said, what did I do? He goes, you come in here like you fucking own the place. I said, I'm Johnny Depp. Right? Because someone said to me, and he goes, is that what Johnny Depp does? And I was smart. I said, no. I should be in court with someone telling me that I'm better not.
Amber Heard here.
And he started laughing. But what I'm getting is, I mean, I think, no one, like I said, I think everyone's hiding in person.
Pretty scary then.
Yeah, I think it is.
Pretty scary.
It is.
You don't know who you're really dealing with until you see them, right? You know?
Well, I don't know any other way, but you don't anymore. And to be honest, it is, and you know, no one can turn around and say, the good old days, let's go back to this. We're not going back. It ain't happening. I'm not going back to 26. You can't be me at 26. All I have on you is a memory.
Yeah.
And I can say, I was 26. You guys are a little bit in trouble. We got away with murder. We got away with murder, meaning, and it's unfortunate. When I say unfortunate, we're made with murder. We could whistle at chicks, yeah. Like now, you don't even do that anymore. We go, hey, sexy, from the car, drive past. Hey, beautiful, and even pull up and go, what's your name? We didn't even ask them to come in the car, man. We're just young, dumb.
That's like court case waiting to happen.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's when you pull up, cameras are out, Channel 7's there, boom, cops are pulling up, and you go, what happened? I just pulled up to tell her she's beautiful. Right. Let's go to court. What was the agenda behind that? And that's, but what I'm getting at is, mate, we drive past, we go, we drive and we go, what was that? Illegal U-turn. Now you're already on camera for the illegal U-turn. You do the U-turn.
God damn.
You rock up. You hit your horn, and it's the fucking Dukes of Hazzard. And you get already noise disruption. You fuck up, and then you go to the girl, and not electronic windows. You're winding down your window.
Did it work?
Mate, listen, it worked. Because
did.
that's all you had. That's all you had. That's all you had. That's all you had.
I didn't know it worked. I thought it was just, No,
it worked. No, because
I'm not going to do that, but just asking.
You got like I said, this podcast, I guess, it can go on forever, man. Look, we could be here all day. We can't go all day. But what I'm trying to say to you is that you guys, I don't want to talk like that because we are living in the same world together. We're here today. But you guys really don't know true anxiety. You don't know that. I'll give you an example. When I used to smoke, Because I did smoke in the 10 years. That's what I'm saying is I even took up smoking.
Yeah.
So I'd go to a bar now, like in the 10 years,
Yep.
and I'd go by myself, and I said I want to mingle.
Okay.
So I'd go to the bar in Surrey Hills,
Yeah.
go order a vodka and ice,
Yeah.
fresh one. I'd go to the balcony where the smokers were, right? Light up, do my rollie,
Yeah.
light up the cigarette. I go, fuck, I look like a loser. And I get on my phone, so weed, so I've already disengaged. And then I'd go, you know what, Tinder. So I'm at a bar to go talk to people, but I'm on a dating app. So what I'm getting is, I'm part of your world. Now, in the past, I'd be with you, we'd go to the bar, because I have talked to girls now. I can walk up and talk, but because I want to know what it was like in the past. In the past, I'd go to my mate, I want to go talk to that girl, and he goes, you got no chance. And you go, I know, I've got no fucking chance. So you already knew your exit plan. So you go, right, when I get there, I've got to come back. All right, mind my drink. And you'd go with all the anxiety. That's what I'm saying is, when we drove past and we saw girls, I go, do you think we should go? We'd nearly end up 2 suburbs down the road, and then we'd still change our mind and come back. We go, do you think I should go? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's organised. Well, we've gone from Punch Bowl to Earlwood, and then we turn around at Earlwood and we go back to Punch Bowl, and we go, hey, baby.
That's a different world, that one.
That's what I'm saying to you. It's, now you go, maybe she's on Snapchat.
But did you prefer that? I mean, was like if you were to
That's what I'm saying to you is it built skin. It built
see.
so much skin that I can use that skin now. And that's what I'm saying is I can be at a bar and I can go...
But it built you up skin, but here you are now. It's like, well, everyone's on their phone now. So it's
yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying to you, that you can use it. You're a standout. Like I can go... Like I can be at a bar... Oh, I'm going to give up some more picking up tactics, which, let's not say that they're all successful, but they are. But I could be at the bar and I go, and I'm looking at the menu, and then there's a girl here looking at the menu, and I said, what's your favourite cocktail? And she goes, sorry? I go, what's your favourite cocktail here? She goes, this one. I said, look, I'm not really into cocktails. Can you choose one for me? She goes, all right. And I go, and choose your own, I got it. Yeah. And that's how like I said, that's how it works. Because I got skin in the game because I've been rejected so much in real time.
Yeah, right.
Does that mean you haven't had the real time rejection like the way you're? That's what I'm saying is when you built the skin, you go, oh God, this is it's not easy. I'm not saying
prevalent.
It's easy.
Yeah, it's more prevalent now, but I think some guys would still go out.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying. Mass majority.
Like it was, I told you, we had to drive 2 suburbs to build up courage. Yeah. But we went back because...
you just have to make up your mind.
Oh, we had to deliberate for a while, not look at Snapchat and see if they're on Snapchat. You can find out their IP addresses. And then, you know what I mean? Like I said, It's
a different game now. It's same thing, but different game. Like doing it through social media. Now they just react to a story rather than beeping through a horn, right? Oh yeah, the fire emoji or love hearts and shit. I'm like,
the emojis. I mean, you can talk in emojis. You can say anything you want just by doing emojis.
Pretty much.
You can just emoji yourself right through the whole thing. You can emoji yourself right to satisfaction and actually not have satisfaction. And you can pretend. Yeah. She can send you the splash sign. You go, look, I got her.
I got it. Yeah, the splash one's it's a unique one. That one.
Yeah, like I said. But it's look. But you can have fun with it. There's even today's tools are. Look, I can't. Like I said to you, what did we know? We didn't know anything, man. Like I said, my parents.
Now, some people are sending their nudes and shit through.
No,
that's a different type of anxiety now.
No, but the thing is, it's happening. It happens with everyone. I'm not it is what it is. The technology's got that. Like I said, you don't have to have physically sex with someone in person. You can just do it on, but
bizarre.
And the funny thing is, when you say let's meet in person to have sex, they're having anxiety. So I guess we'll just do a FaceTime. I guess. What can we do? We just do it on FaceTime.
Let's reenact this on FaceTime.
By the way, that's not my penis.
Meanwhile, you got a whole audience right behind the camera.
This podcast is, Chris. I think this is when we made it, and then we This is the moment we, when they go, this is the moment he realized he fucked up.
That's the perfect picture.
Oh my God. All right. You know what? Let's get to viewers' question because we might be able to salvage the podcast with viewers' questions.
Done deal.
Where's the viewers' question? Here we go. Viewers' questions. All right. Let's go with the viewers' question. Firstly, Panther Jack Alexander, which is Jack Alexander, he said, thoughts on Jack's lat pull downs. Is there such a thing?
Oh my goodness.
You got a pen?
This guy
Yes.
is an interesting character.
Yep.
He is a MMA fighter.
Uh-huh.
Don't think he's a professional, but he's getting there.
Yeah.
He does his lat pull downs like a tricep extension. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, he sends another video of doing the same shit, saying, lat pullovers. I said, nah, come on, that's fucking bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, grow up.
So what's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts are, don't do it at all.
Don't
Don't
do
do it at all.
it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Don't do
it
at
anymore.
all.
You've had your time. You're misleading the public.
Stop, Jack.
That's not the right way to go about it.
Stop, Jack,
Sorry,
or else you're not going to be able to get onto the
All your clients
onto
are
the
going to
wooden
have
door
yes.
while the Titanic sinks.
Yeah, pretty
Right,
much.
Jack? They're not going to put you They're not going to put you on the life raft.
Your clients will have overdeveloped triceps and no lats.
No, we got it.
What have you done?
Don't do it at all. Stop, Jack. Peter Kyrillos.
Okay.
What impact on the fitness industry would you like to have done in your lifetime?
God damn. That's a good question. I would say
But just remember, your lifetime is now.
be real.
Be real.
Be real.
Be real.
Keep it krill.
All right.
That's right. Keep it real.
All right,
That's
be
it.
real. We'll just go be
No
real.
one's real. Be real.
Be real.
Be
Okay,
real.
be real. Okay. KJM090. I don't know why I didn't look up that
I think
person's
it's
name.
Kyle. I think that one.
Kyle?
I think Kyle. Yes. Yeah, good man, Kyle. Good
Kyle.
man.
What got you into bodybuilding?
I was bullied as a kid, being too skinny.
Oh, right.
I was too skinny.
Bullied.
And then it's funny, everyone says, oh, Arnold and all this shit. And I'm like, nah, man, I was too small. And then I kept getting bullied for it. And I'm like to myself, I promised myself and I promised God, I said, I will never be skinny in my life ever again.
So you were a skinny kid?
I was a skinny
kid, yeah.
and short kid.
Short? Mm-hmm. How tall are you? Because even when I met you, you're not overly short. I don't see you as short.
At the time, I'm 5'8" now.
You're
but
5'8"?
At the time, I was like a real short kid. I sprouted too late.
Yeah, I can see that. No, I can understand that. So you're a skinny kid. Yeah. Were you bullied at primary or high school?
Honestly, anywhere I went, I was pretty much bullied. I was a skinny, frail kid that people would push in line. He's a skinny kid, just leave him on the side. I was tackled in public for being skinny. Like that kid that you just want to throw a ball at kind of thing. Have you ever,
Yeah.
I was that kid. I was that punching bag. And I was pretty weak.
When did the shift happen?
Actually, I actually had a fascination with muscles. When I was like 10 years old, they had this book at school. And this guy was just crossing his arms in a little bubble around his head. And it said, I love my muscles. And I'm like, okay. And then I saw these bodybuilders in real life. I saw my older brothers with inspiration, but bodybuilders in real life, I'm like, holy shit, I don't want to touch that guy. He's scary. And all the guys in high school, the older kids, the bigger kids, no one messed with them. Yeah. Even if they didn't know how to fight, no one messed with them.
Yeah, no one messes with muscles.
No one messes with the big guys.
Yeah. Tattoos and muscles get you 10% stronger.
True.
But it's not the truth though.
Yeah. So I saw that and I'm like, okay, I got to do that. I got to be that. I looked at boxing videos and shit and I was like, no, I don't want to knock people out. I just don't want people to approach me and bully me, right? Yeah. So then I was like, I'm never going to be skinny ever again. And I trained my ass off. And yeah.
What age did you start?
12.
And was it in the garage?
In my room.
In your room?
In
Dumbbells?
my room. I bought 2 crates from Woolies for the milk crates.
Yep.
I put them in the middle and I put a pillow on the crates.
Yep.
And then I got 2 chairs and I put my barbell on the chairs.
Yeah.
So I would be able to do bench press in my room. I broke a few tiles.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah.
But that was the starting point, and ever since then, it's been addiction from there.
And when did the bullying stop?
Till I was 16. Once I got to 16, I was also the older kid now. And also, it was less like, there was a bit more like, I don't know if I'm going to mess with this person. There was always that hesitation with people.
Because you were getting built.
You're getting a bit more built, yeah. Even they were kind of like I'm still going to go head on like I usually used to.
Yep.
But I'm a bit more hesitant.
Do you have is the bully kid still in your mind and heart in some ways?
After school, I saw those guys and they shit it.
But besides, don't worry about them shitting it. Do you like, I'll give you an example. I was a fat kid.
Yeah.
But the fat kid's still there. He's always going to be there.
Inside, yeah.
So is that kid still there? Kind of that kid that was not bullied, but kind of the skinny kid? Is the skinny kid still there?
You know, I'll tell you this, right?
It doesn't have to be. I'm just asking.
I actually want to protect the skinny kids now.
Yeah, of course you do.
So for me, it's like the skinny kid's still inside of me, but I don't. The thing is, now I've built up my body. Now I don't use it as what they did to me with the big.
Why would you?
guys
Yeah,
who did
no.
right?
Well, and that's the unfortunate part. Some people that got bullied become bullies.
Yeah.
It's funny. Bullying was a part of growing up. Again, we're talking about like a fucking nostalgia. Were you bullied?
At school?
Yeah.
I wasn't even showing up to school.
Oh, you weren't showing up?
He didn't go to school. Fair enough. I was forced to go. Don't worry, man.
Explains why you were writing some of the words I was telling you this morning. But then again, we all write those words because we want to sound smarter. Someone else told us them. Yeah, I remember being bullied.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like I was bullied because you were bullied all the time. It was it's hard to imagine what it was. But it pains me when I hear it. But I think I saw bodybuilding I saw it as a way to
Escape.
No. I saw bodybuilding as good looks.
You did it for the chicks.
And the chicks, yeah. I did it for the chicks and the good looks. I just knew chicks will like it.
Yeah.
And it has an element of handsomeness to it. And that's why I did it. It was more vanity based and altering based because I wasn't so much I was banking on, I didn't know what my looks were because back then we believed that the blonde hair, blue-eyed guys and the people that were skinny, I was a fat kid, but I wasn't fat in my high school. But in primary, I think I was fat. And I remember being chased and bullied, but what changed was that I fought when I was 14, I think I said, They came to they were there at the high school, the bullies from primary. And one day I said to my mate, I'm going to have to fight my way out of this one. And I knew at the time that was, when you know you've got no other choice. So I didn't let them choose when to fight me. D-Day came when I went, we're on. And I just called them one by one and I smacked the fuck out of all of them.
Wow.
So one by one, you're today, you're not walking home.
Dude,
Next guy today was like, yeah, I go to my friend, hold my chips and scallops. And it was on, it was just like, he's getting done
Did
Monday.
you get expelled?
No, because it was happening outside of school, but I was once told, no, I wasn't a thug. I wasn't anything, man. Once I did the cleanup, once the job was done, I was the same guy. To be honest, I didn't even think I was tougher. I actually felt more, why did I wait so long? That's what bothered me. Not that I had achieved the war.
Head, yeah.
I still hold on to, why did I hold on before the war? When the war happened, it was like, to be honest, I woke up the next day like nothing happened because it was like life was bright. Like, it's over.
There weren't
Like,
giants
it was just over. It was just over. Like, it was over. Like, I said, that's all I said. Okay, why did I put up with for so long? This is so good. Like nobody, like it wasn't like I went to school and go, I just,
You had a fear.
No, it was a target market. I said, right, I know their names. I said, you, and you, and you, and you, and you. You from primary, you're like like a sniper. I just wiped them one by one. Bam. I didn't go pick on anyone innocent. I didn't go have to fight other people to show. I was like, you, and you, and you. Like that's all. I just targeted.
I wouldn't want to be on your bad side then.
Yeah, it's a bit like, it is a bit like that. It is. That's why I have an alter personality called Harry. Harry comes in. What else here? Oh, Mark Bisha. Bichet, that's the one. Sorry. He said don't mention my name.
Oh, well.
But he said thoughts on Viagra for pre-workout. Is it such a thing?
Yes, I take Viagra pre-workout sometimes.
No way, really?
I swear, yeah.
Wow. What's the answer? Yes.
Crazy vascularity, man.
Crazy.
I just get a massive pump. It's all ego, man. I don't know if it actually builds muscle, but it does.
Well, do you pick your moments when the girls are going to be at the gym? Is that a pick moment?
Look, it's after the gym
So
where
we're
it
talking about
comes
me
out.
so it's me picking. It's me picking who I'm going to bash. You're going, hang on, who's at the gym? What time do these girls come in? Viagra time.
Only on my arm days and chest days.
Right.
That's it.
You recommend arm and chest days.
10 milligrams pre-workout.
All right.
Yes.
10 milligrams. Got it. All answered. Phil Bad Boy Babitsky.
Oof.
He said he's a legend, the nicest guy. Obviously, he's talking very highly of you. He has Mr. Olympia genetics. All right, he's going on a bit. What keeps him motivated?
Oof. Shout outs to Phil. Phil's a great guy, man.
We've had him on the podcast.
Phil's an excellent
Yeah,
man.
Phil's an excellent
He's
guy.
got a good heart. Appreciate that guy.
He does. He's very nice. Actually, he's too nice. That's why I can't hang out with him. Sorry, Phil.
Can never be nice enough, right?
He's too fucking nice.
I'd say...
Makes me look bad.
What was he say? He said, what's my motivation?
What keeps him motivated?
What keeps me motivated is being able to inspire one person a day. I think when you... The thing is, I've built this body. I've gotten all this pride from this body, and I don't see compliments as I used to see them anymore. It's kind of like I've become blind to it. Some people say, is it because you don't believe it? No, I believe it, but I still feel like if I can train and this person's now getting off his ass and training, I did my job.
All right, so
That's how
inspire
I see
one
it.
person.
Yeah, I don't really care about the vanity and the
praise.
the pride and the...
Isn't all that now?
Yeah, it's I've just...
It's seeing people better themselves.
Yeah, I get more pleasure from people changing their lives than me just getting an ego from, I look good. Like it doesn't really I don't care about that stuff, you know. I don't care about how good I look at, honestly. Like I do a little bit, but
No,
you have to have a little bit.
You can't do bodybuilding if you don't have vanity. Man.
Yeah,
Why
but
do it?
I don't carry it in a way that it's like...
You believe you're Superman, man, or else you would all be Clark Kent. So it's all how we do it. Nathin, brutally being honest, is it always good in life? Brutally being honest, is it always good in life? You know, I mean...
Is it always good in life?
Is life always good?
Is life always good?
Possibly, that's what I'm
I
thinking.
see what you mean. Yeah. Life is always good if you believe it is always good. So that's a good question, Nathan, actually, even though, I kind of get what you're saying. Life is always good, even in the bad times. Pressure builds the person.
Yeah. No, okay. It does.
Just as they say, and also Stoicism,
Look, there has to be a bit of show and tell. There's no denying that. We can't all be, like I said to Chris once about even Marcus Aurelius, he could be, in today's modern day, he could be the homeless guy down at Woolloomooloo. What are we going to do? So at the end of the day...
As training strengthens the body, so does tribulation strengthens the mind.
Yeah, and you got to act. I mean...
So it's all good.
No one can see your body if you're going to stay inside all day. And how are you going to inspire anyone? So you competed season A,
Yep.
and then in 2024. And did you do season B in 2023? Did you do season
Yes.
B? Yeah, you did.
That's when I tore the pec.
Yeah. In your highlights, which one was most challenging and which one was seemingly more easy? Like out of the two, what did you find?
The torn pec was the most challenging.
Was
that
it?
was
Yeah.
the hardest prep I've ever
Yeah.
done. Purely because I couldn't move. I couldn't even do this. I got up to here, and I'm like, okay, look, this is good enough. That's it. I'm gonna still keep going with this. This is enough.
Look, it's amazing you got there, but you know what? A lot of people, the show must go on.
It was a challenging prep. I'd say, I think each prep is different. I think that was just, for me, physically more challenging rather than mentally more. Well, I think physical just didn't help. Just couldn't move.
I just can't get her name right now. What was her name, Chris? The one that broke her foot but still competed at Pro League? Alicia, she ended up going to America to compete in the pro show, and she broke her foot, like dropped the weights onto her toes and broke them, and it swelled up and everything. And
God damn.
yeah, and she turned to her coach, Scott Goebel, and said, what do I do with my diet now? Like something like that. And they didn't even talk about stopping. He even said, because they posed a question, and he goes, we never spoke about stopping. We just went, all right, you can't cardio as much, you can't eat as much. It was just a shift.
Wow.
And she ended up, oh God, I don't want to say what she came because I'm going to get it wrong, but she did very well. She's
Good on her, man.
yeah, she did amazing. But she was in a moon boot while training, and then the competing, she had to put her high heels on.
That's insane.
And she had to go out there and pose. But no more calf training at the time, obviously. They couldn't calf train. But yeah, she was in America, in Texas or something, and she killed it. She did amazing. So I apologize, Alicia, even for forgetting your name, because I know she's addicted to straws. She likes to drink from straws. Well, let's not
That's
go
pretty
in.
inspirational.
Yeah, she did amazing. So, like I said, everybody seems to be, the show must go on in bodybuilding, and I think it's also in martial arts and boxing. You think when they turn up to an event they haven't broken a rib? They have. They're just faking it. They're not trying to tell you what they're. They can't tell the guy that I was doing sparring for this fight tonight, and I've actually got a broken finger or a cracked rib because you're going to go for it. So they protect the fight. So I guess the show must go on. You met Big Ramy.
I met Big Ramy, my fellow Egyptian, man.
Yeah. You're Egyptian, are you?
I'm Egyptian.
Yeah. Oh, look.
Gotta represent.
Yeah. Yes, I can see. So you met. Well, first you've gone to the Muscle Factory, and that's where the legendary Lidner used to go.
Lidner, yeah.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah.
I didn't get to meet him. I was past at that point.
Yeah.
I met Vigorous Steve. I thought he was an excellent human being.
Yeah.
This guy's like a steroid guru.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to know something about one particular steroid that is the strongest steroid on the planet. Mm-hmm. And people think they know it. They don't.
And he does.
He does. It's called methyltren, which is oral tren in tablets. They're dosed in MCGs because of how powerful this shit is. I was like, Steve, what is this methyltren? Is it worth it? And he looks at me, he's like, don't even bother. It is shit. And I was like, really? After all of this research,
all the myths are broken.
So I met Vigorous Steve. He's met all the pros. And I said, what do you think of the fitness industry? He says, dude, 80% of the guys in Olympia, all those influencers you see, all fake bastards. And I was like, okay. No,
what do you mean by fake in a way?
They're not what they seem on social media as they are in real life. That's what he was kind of hinting to me.
In other words, friendly, clean?
Just not who they are.
Huh?
Not who they are.
Oh.
You remember how you're saying I'm who I am in this podcast as I am in real life?
Oh, right.
Different.
Okay, well... So, all right. So then if we're going to talk about that, let's ask the question, Ramy. How was it meeting Ramy?
So Ramy couldn't speak a word of English or much. So I had to speak to him in Arabic.
He would love that.
He loved it. He couldn't believe it. And he was like, where you from? In Egypt? And I was like, I'm from here. I said, I'm from there. He's from like pretty much like a poshier town in Egypt. Oh, nice. And he's like, I was like, how much do you weigh now? This was his biggest he's ever been at the time. It was 150 kilos off season.
150 kilos.
This guy's legs, man. I'll be honest. If you can cut his leg in half, it would be a 20 kilo dumbbell, 20 kilo plate.
Yeah,
it was
okay,
that big,
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
back was like, and I'm like, how do you move and stuff? He says, you figure it out. And that was it. It was pretty much, Rami was pretty chill. Like, he was pretty humble.
You met Rick Gaspari. He's probably one of the classics.
Yeah, he was great. Rich, I said I was a big fan of your battle for the gold in the videographer. I think it was like a documentary or something, whatever it was. He said, yeah, those were the old days. It's not what it used to be. He seemed a bit, I don't know if he was in a mood. He just didn't seem like he was in a good mood. He just kind of said, those were the old days.
Look,
And he
when
was
you're
kinda
doing
like-
those, I suppose when you're doing those shows, you're shaking that many hands. And
No, he wasn't. He was by himself, man. He was just on his own. And I was just like,
he's just alone.
can I get a photo with you, sir? He said, absolutely, man, for sure. And
So, look, you know what? Not everyone's...
I get it.
Yeah, we get it. We
I
get
get
it. We
it,
get it.
you know.
He's got a few supplements out there, apparently. Sadiq...
Hadzovic.
Sorry, it sounds like suck a dick. Sadiq Hadzovic. He's got an awesome physique on show now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's actually, at the moment, he looks
great.
crazy.
I think I met him when he was about 100 kilos.
Yeah, it was a different physique at the time you met him, but
He was
is he
booming.
classic?
He was physique, men's physique.
He's nuts.
I think he went to classic. I think he's back in physique. I'm not
But
too
he
sure.
could do classic, I think. But anyway,
He looked great, man.
yeah,
He was a bit taller than me. He was. I asked him actually.
It's
at the
funny, you know,
time-
they're not that tall, are they, these guys?
Nah, they look bigger than life.
I
But
know.
I asked him because at the time Flex Wheeler was making a comeback. I said, I was a big fan of Flex Wheeler, the 90s bodybuilders.
Oh, yeah, he's amazing.
I said, what do you think of Flex Wheeler coming back? He's competing with you in the Olympus. It was 2016. All due respect, man, he should just not compete. And I looked at him, I was like, really? You don't, like, how? Like, he's like, he's not going to be competitive, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Was he?
he wasn't.
Oh, then he
He
knew.
was-
I think
he was
maybe
right.
he was right. He was right. Then he's speaking the word.
I was a fanboy.
But then, yeah, but you met C-Bum as well.
I met C-Bum before he turned Mr. Olympia.
So it was before.
The year before.
Wow. And
I
what
told
was that
him,
like? Did you know that? Did you know when you met him? Did you have an idea? I mean, you don't. I'm just asking, like...
The first thing that stood out, because we came before he came, and he was walking through everyone, and this guy's back, C-Bum's back from the side
Is that thick?
is so thick. And I was like, do you guys realize how... he's one of the thickest bodybuilders I've seen from the side.
Yeah. That's
And I was
amazing.
like, God damn. And I'm like to him, when I met him, I said, you know, you're going to be the next Mr. Olympia. Oh, no, man, we've still got a lot to go, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't know yet and all that kind of stuff. And I said, man, you're like huge. And he's like, thanks, man. You can tell he's kind of just like, what? He was pretty chill. I was like, let's get a photo, front double bicep, you know. And sure enough, 6-time champion. And I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
no, he's... I think he's 5.
And he would have been my age at the time, 26 or something.
Yeah. He like, but it's funny because I looked at the photo and it still looks current, apparently. So
He doesn't age, that guy.
it doesn't
man.
age. I thought to myself,
Good skin. This guy, I just can never forget how he looked from the side. Just standing on the side, it was just
But yeah, you got to you really look. You are a true fan of the sport, and I think you entered it from what I can see. I mean, look, a few things you said. One, you came into it due to bullying, so there is definitely a lot of that reason we do bodybuilding.
It came.
It comes to either you want to pick up chicks, vanity side, or bullying side.
I just want to protect myself.
And I think, but it has given... But the funny thing is it gives you an element of false ego because you believe you're muscly. We all believe when they're muscly, they're tough. And we believe we're tough, but we're not. So then you start to realise, how do you bring the two together? Eventually you do. And also when I met you, you said something about steadying the ship and just staying in contention every time, not giving up. And why would you? And I think... don't. If you can, continue holding the level playing field. You said something about seeing the sport a little bit healthier now. What does that mean, healthier?
In relation
we'll go over the
to
body.
like steroids and
Yeah.
stuff. So my stance is, how old are these human bodies, right? Thousands years old. They were never designed to take artificial steroids.
But you've taken artificial
But I've
steroids.
taken
You've taken it.
steroids.
So are you looking to go down the path of not taking them?
Yes. I think I'm going to go through a shift. I'm still figuring it out. I've been on for 8 years.
I'll see you there.
Hey guys, Steve here, Muscle Talks podcast.
And I'm Manny, owner of Metroflex Gym.
This weekend we are celebrating their 4th birthday open day for everyone to come and enjoy. But there's something bigger happening.
You could go into the entry to win 1 year free membership. All you've got to do is sign up for 1 month. Whether you're a new member or an existing member, sign up for 1 month, and that 1 month will gain you 500 points into the competition.
That's right guys, 500 entries just by joining for members and non-members. But let's up it a little bit. If you like this post, you automatically get another 100 entries.
If you follow Metroflex Gym Australia and Muscle Talks podcast, that will get you another 100 entries.
And then you tag, every tag gets you 100 entries. 1 tag, 100 entries. 5 tags, 500 entries. It's up to you. Join Metroflex, be part of the competition, and I hope you are the one that wins the free membership.
But let's go over the body. We're going to go over the body.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a body part. We just need an exercise, sets and reps.
Body parts.
So what? I'll give you an example. Like I'm going to say traps. Do you train traps?
No.
All right, we can move on from that part. Delts, side delts.
Heavy laterals.
How many rep sets?
I like 6 to 8 is my favorite. 6 is a good spot. Yeah, 6 to 8 is my favorite. Yeah, side delts.
Front delts,
I don't train them.
back delts.
Yes, I do them in my back workouts. So I'll do my trainings for lats and rows and all that kind of stuff.
So
in
what do you
between.
choose for one exercise? Someone sitting on the side.
Dumbbell redelt.
Sets and reps.
10 to 12.
Back.
I love a good heavy dumbbell single arm dumbbell row. I think that's
Single arm double row. Yep.
I think it's the bread and butter.
Sets and reps.
6 to 8.
6 to 8. How many sets?
3 to 4.
Okay. Chest.
Look, I tore my pec, but
Yeah.
flat dumbbell press. Yeah.
Dumbbell
flat.
press. Flat dumbbell press. Sets and reps.
6 to 8.
Sets.
I like doing up to 5.
Okay. Well, that's a bit.
I like to do a lot.
Abs.
I got to be careful with abs. I do get blocky. I get very prone to blockiness with the obliques. So I do non-weighted, and I'll do maybe like 3 sets of like 25 reps.
Okay.
And I'll do hanging leg
Hanging leg raises.
shit
Okay,
like
yeah.
that. Just to stretch it out mainly. Yeah, just to keep it tight. That's all it is. I don't want to get thick abs. I just keep it tight.
Bicep.
I love a good concentration curl. I
Concentrate,
love
yeah.
that. It's so basic, so boring.
It is boring.
But when you really connect, it does wonders. I think
Takes forever, but it does. Yeah, it's
You know,
pretty
I've
good.
noticed most people lack. They say lack carbs. A lot of people lack arms.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They got massive delts. The delts are big as my head. Then I look at the arms and I'm like, what
Yeah,
happened
no.
there, bro?
Whatever happened, I tell you what, it was arms, chest, lats, prerequisite. Where I failed is shoulders.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I think I failed a bit in chest, but back was good. Arms
Arms are-
incredible.
yeah.
Quads, incredible. Hammies, we just did them. And calves, that's why we lack. But now we're bringing them all to the table.
I think arms are my favorite body
Triceps?
parts. Triceps, I like to do dumbbell extensions,
Uh-huh.
2 hands.
Yeah.
And then I'll superset with 1 arm.
Sets and reps.
If it's 2 arms, I'll do up to about 6 to 8. Single arm up to 12.
Sets 3.
So it's a superset kind of thing. So
okay,
I'll do like 3 sets of like normal extensions with the dumbbell, and then in between sets I'll be doing each arm with lighter weights.
Do you do forearms?
I don't, but if you want big forearms, heavy rows goes a long way.
Oh, okay. Heavy rows, guys.
Because you got to grip the shit, and mine just...
No, I can see you've got good ones. Quads?
I love Smith machine close stance squats.
Oh, yes.
I love that, yeah, because I can really connect. I don't need to stabilize, and I can change my feet placements as much as I can. I don't change my stance, just my feet placements, and I hit different types of the quads.
Hammies?
I'm trying to bring that up at the moment, so I'm trying to figure that out. I'd say I like a good dumbbell stiff leg.
Like an RDL?
Yeah, and also I'm trying to remember that exercise that you have the bar in between your legs. I think they're called Zottman's. Not Zottman's. It's a certain squat, but it's like the actual the barbells in between your legs.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I think I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Kai Green was a big fan of it. I love
Kai
that.
Green did a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
I forgot what it's called. Yeah, it's there, but I just yeah. I love that. I do that.
How many
Wide
sets and reps in that?
stance. I love going up to 10 with that.
Okay.
And I do each leg different. So 1 leg up front, and then the next set.
How many sets each?
10. So it'd be like 3 sets. 3 to 4 sets, yeah.
Okay. Calves?
Standing calf raise, and in between sets, I'll do calf raises on a plate.
Sets? Reps?
Reps, I like to go 8 to 10.
Okay, heavy.
Yeah.
Tibialis? Only because I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Tibialis raises?
Yeah.
I don't do them.
Yeah, I do because there's a machine. What about glutes? Should men do hip thrusts?
You know what? I think they have their place. I do them in prep just to tighten everything up. But I don't believe going heavy for men for hip thrusts, personally.
Okay.
I think a big ass on stage is so distracting, it's ridiculous.
I have seen some enormous asses up there, man.
I don't like
sometimes
it.
I think the ass takes away from the hammy.
It's the connection between your upper body and lower body.
Yeah, look, good on him, but I've got to say, you do like just great cheeks. Some great cheeks.
Look at all the golden era. None of them had a big ass. And I'm trying to look like that anyway. And I don't want a big ass. I like a good toned ass.
Well,
Big ass, I don't
we've
like.
realised you don't like sucking cocks either. So. Even though you do promote it, you did promote it to somebody.
Hey, listen, I got to see Chris Rock from that. So.
I know, man. I know. But your fault for rocking up late. All right, where do we find you, man? Tell us where we can find you.
It's Instagram, Kyrillos988. And that's pretty much my only platform. I don't have a business or none of that, so I can't really say any of that. But, yeah, I'm happy to answer any question from anybody.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And I'm pretty fair.
You are. And I just quickly, why did you sell the Skyline for, mate? I think that is probably one of the saddest days of anyone's life, to see that car and then to watch it drive away. I don't even know why you posted that drive away. To me, I'm still crying.
I'm still crying till this day.
And it wasn't even my car.
It was a fun car, man.
Yeah,
but
it looked like fun.
the money I've spent on that car was just...
Look, you're 26. You're looking at property.
No, but it wasn't even that. It was just the... I wasn't driving it much, man. And it was the most rare colour for that car as well.
So it's a beautiful car, man. It was a
yeah,
beautiful car. I've got a few cars myself, but when I saw
I took it to Croydon racing and got it tuned there, and these guys were like GDR experts. I'm like getting my car done by the
Was
best.
that an R33 or 32?
33.
33, yeah.
I did a lot of tasteful specs. I got the wing, like the actual lip was actually from a V-Spec 2.
I actually look
N1.
at getting one of those. I think they're pretty cool. I've owned a few cars. But
I
haven't
almost
owned them.
died in that car as well a few times. I spun out it was somewhere in Liverpool. I spun out on a main road with a friend. We ended up in a ditch and heavy traffic. So I had a guy come up with his ute and he towed me out of the ditch.
You
And
abuse the
like,
car a little bit,
yeah.
buddy. But you're young. I can only imagine.
I
mate.
missed the pole by half a meter. I was like, man,
That's
I could've
26.
died, yeah.
That's 26 for you, mate. That's 26. I think, you know what? Best thing for you, get a Kia.
Nah, fuck that.
Oh, don't. Well, Chris, what do you drive? A Kia.
No offense to the Kia owners.
Okay, man. Thank you so much, brother. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me, man. Pleasure. And thank you for opening up as well.
Oh,
It's
Jesus
good to
Christ.
It's good to hear who's the man behind the camera, the host.
There you go. We gave a bit of